There we go. There you go, there you go, there you go. All right, let's see what we got today. Let's see what we got going on today. How are y'all doing today? How'd you slip in there, kitty cat? It's a Puzz. How are you doing, Puzz? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? We have characters to move over to Torchbearer as my migration of characters continues, slowly but surely. Here, good, just woke up. Me too. Me too, me too. Me too. I don't know which characters to move over first. I have so many characters. We're gonna move Katiana. So we are slowly moving all the characters over to Torchbearer, a couple at a time. The way nature intended. Alright, let's do North. How you doing? North, why do you play on Torchbearer? Everybody would tell you that Excelsior is more popular and more awesome, so why would you play over there? Some would say that's just silly. Will I be playing S&S? What is S&S? What would be an S&S? All your friends are there. Well, that's a pretty good reason, I would think. I would say that's a pretty good reason. Leah. Saturday Night Synapse? Oh. Yeah, you probably won't catch me doing that. I am not a big team player. I'm a quiet solo-y gamer. Definitely, definitely. Apparently a solo gamer who needs to go level up. What do we have? Oh, this one has teleport. Yeah, so most of the videos on my channel are about soloing and casual play. So I don't do a lot of the other stuff. For better or for worse. Need to put some more stuff in Psychic Tornado. Psychic Tornado just sounds like so much fun. Ah, about one too many reds there. Oops. That is not super helpful, is it? You're gonna solo Synapse Task Force? Well, you know, so Synapse is that Positron? Is that the one with Positron? I do the old one. I do the old Positron here through Ouroboros. I just ran that on my tanker. Took me a while. Actually, she may still be in it. Hey, Azza. Oh, this one's clearly in the middle of Frostfire here. Well, when I say the middle, she hasn't even started it yet. I don't know if I want to do Frostfire on this character now. I don't like badges, Northwolf. I don't care for them. Let me put it that way. That's probably a more accurate way to put it. Badges are not an incentive for me. Because they don't make my character glow. They don't make him more powerful. They don't give me a cool little pet. It just says... I spent more time in the game than you did and did more weird things than you did. That's I guess you put a little title over your head, or you tell your friends, I've got 212, how many do you have? I was the guy who didn't like the trophies on the PlayStation. I was just like, why are these here? So you can brag to your friends, and it becomes a whole meta game in and of itself. Which ones can you cheese the fastest so you can get the most golden trophies? They even start making games that let you cheese trophies, right? It just, I never cared for any of that. I never understood it. I get like in games, like in StarCraft, you had like achievements, but they would give you achievement points. And at certain achievement points, you would unlock different avatars. At least that's something you can work for, I guess. But not that that's a whole lot of a big step up than badges in their titles. But yeah, badges doesn't win Phil over. He's the cranky old man who doesn't do badges. Oh, Babbage's the giant monster. Oh. That's okay. I don't need to see lots of giant monsters. I'm just not a big fan of big groups. Because I feel like it's just a whole bunch of us versus maybe a bunch of them, and it's just like Lawnmower Simulator, and you're just a blade in a lawnmower. I like playing solo or in small groups because every move I make is important, especially on tougher content. If I don't do my job, people will not, will have a hard time at the very least, and they'll probably get their butts kicked. So I feel like in a big group, like a DFB, for example, I did the other day, it was just kind of like the whole mass. It's like the mass of humanity, right? Just runs forward and mows everything down. And I could stay back here. I could go with them and do my little bit of contribution. But I could stay back here and they would keep moving without me. One of the things that really, you see this in World of Warcraft too, where you don't even have to have the healer anymore, right? I've literally been left behind as the healer in a 5-man group. So you're missing one of the 5. That's 20%. And it's the healer, which should be a critical role in the party. And now they all just they don't need you anymore. You're not needed. Bzz, lawnmower. The lawnmower goes ahead. But I'm cool with people. Obviously, people like that stuff. Obviously, it sells pretty well. I always tell people that if you're coming back to City of Heroes and you're looking for some large group content, you should seriously consider joining something like Excelsior, because Excelsior has so many people, so many events, so much of that larger group activity. It's very easier to get a group together, over there for what you may do and whatnot. All right. The Vazalok pollutant plot. We're going to do this again. Poor North. I apologize. You said Babbages, and my eyesight isn't great, especially in the morning, and I saw badges, and then I gave you a badge rant. Yeah, that's why I switched from Reunion to Excelsior. I love Big Group. Yeah. If you love Big Group content, you can't even come close to Excelsior. So last night, Excel had over 1,000 players. Even like right now, if I take a look right now at the server status, it is sitting at 700 on Excelsior, which was more than Torchbearer had at its peak last night on a Friday night. I think Torchbearer was maybe up to 300, 400, something like that. So, yeah. Everlasting second place. It currently has 237. Torchbearer has 94. But, for a person like me, that's actually a selling point for Torchbearer. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just write a note down. Let's see here. Torchbearer's in Europe? No, get out. No, that's Reunion. Reunion's in Europe. Reunion's the Europe one. I could... Wait, no. Let me... Wait. Europe. Reunions in Germany. The other servers are in Canada. Yeah. I just looked at it. It's on the wiki. Yeah, I was about to say, you guys are starting to make me panic. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was on Reunion for 3 months and I played with Europeans. It was very interesting. Very nice people. It was a very, very, it was a fun time. It was a fun time. Yeah, don't freak me out. You had me kind of worried there. You had me kind of worried. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take the cat to the litter pan. I'll be right back. I never play with you? Oh, no. All right, let's do... Let's do a video. Let's do a video. Salutations, my name is Phil, aka JCServant. Welcome to another exciting City of Heroes video. Today we're going to look at the Vazalok pollutant plot. I have a love-hate relationship with this particular adventure. For this, by the way, you're going to want to make sure you have your long-range teleporter handy and mission teleporter and everything else. Be very helpful. If you're like me and you don't have mission teleporter, because I just realized this character doesn't have it, well, we're about to find out where to get it real quick. We're going to go ahead and head over to Atlas Park or Pocket D, talk to Start Vendor, and pick up mission teleporter. It will help you. It'll help you along. You'll get value out of it pretty quickly. If you're sitting on fat stacks of influence, because you've got high-level characters with plenty of money to give to your low-level characters, you might want to buy the Team Mission Teleporter as well. Never hurts to have both. Alright, so I always grab Reveal if you don't have that, which I must have zipped past. I already got Reveal on this character. But then we'll also grab Mission Teleporter. I am a little short on funds. Lovely. Alright, well, I'm going to grab some money out of the kitty bank real quick. Somewhere in the sea of all of these resurrection doohickeys, I have some extra money set aside. I only want 1 million of it because I only need 1 million for teleporter. Alright, tell me about your merchandise. This is kind of a brand new character that I sat on a farm with. And usually when you come out of a farm, you usually have some decent money from that. But sadly, this one did not have good luck. So she had to rob the kitty bank. But that's okay. She's about to make up plenty of money here on this run here. So once we get done with this run, which takes about an hour, she'll be pretty rich for a low-level character. Prestige powers. Travel. Mission. No, not assemble the team. Not super group. Mission teleporter right here. Like I said, if you got Timma, you can get team teleporter as well. I don't like to buy that too early for the characters. My characters have to earn team teleporter by earning it themselves. Alright. Let's go ahead and take that power and stick that teleporter power. Stick that somewhere. Mission teleporter. Oh, we'll just put this all under fast travel. Alright. So now we're all ready to go. We're probably all ready to go now, finally, with the Vazalok pollutant plot. Well, thanks for stopping by, North. Always appreciate when people stop by and chit-chat. If you have any questions, now's a great time to ask them while you got my attention. And I'm going to show you guys a really cool story arc to do if you're a lower level character. The Vazalok pollutant plot, I think, requires, it's at level 15 on here, so you would have to be level 16 to start an Ouroboros. And it's going to exemplar you down to 15. Alright, the first mission is there in King's Row. And already you're going to get kind of a use out of your mission teleporter. Because, yeah, it's in King's Row. Now, there's 4 missions in this plus 1 hunt. For the 4 missions, the first one here, we're going to treat as a kill-all. Because it says save the 7 hostages. Now, I had a hell of a time with this last night. Hopefully, I do okay today. And what do I mean by I had a hell of a time? So basically, last night, I had done this, but I could not find that last hostage to save my life. Couldn't do it. I tried to do it. I couldn't do it. It was horrible. It was terrible. It was a brutal, brutal time. So this time, we are gonna hopefully be a lot luckier. Now, with 7 hostages to kill, or to find, I should say, with seven hostages to find, it could be a little. That could be a lot to find. You're not going to zip through this mission. Let's put it that way. You're not going to zip through this mission. So how do you handle that? Well, the thing about hostages is that they're always surrounded by bad guys. And so what you want to do is you want to treat this as basically like a kill-all. Just you see bad guys, you kill them. That way, oh come on. That way, if any of these guys are on hostages, you'll free them just by virtue of the fact that you were killing everything anyways. Wow, I am not doing too well here. Come on, just kill them already. What do you need, like a written invite? Yeah, kill them, kill them, kill them all. Alright, let me find out what's going on with this power right here. Moisture absorption. Close AoE self. Plus endurance. Plus defense to all boss psionic. Slow. What is this doing exactly? Activates draw moisture around you from target and nearby points draining their endurance. The moisture adds to your own endurance as well as defense of all types. Ah. Is this a defense-y character? Oh, it is. Okay. So I need to practice that around other enemies. Alright, well, don't worry about that bridge when we get to it. So anytime, anywhere you see enemies, You just want to kill little buggers. Don't even hesitate. Treat it like a kill-all. Look at them. You see, you if you're just running around looking for the victims, you may not see her. She doesn't show up on the map. She doesn't glow like a glowy. She doesn't make the noises like a glowy. So, but if you treat this like a kill-all, you'll be glad that you did. Okay, she's free. That went a little bit better. She's free, she's free, she's free. And if you see any little rooms like that one up there, there's a little room over here, make sure you check it out for bad guys. They love to hide things in these little teeny tiny rooms over here. So make sure you double check these bad boys. Keep an eye on your map and make sure you hit every nook and cranny. Because let me tell you, it will trip you up like you wouldn't believe. Oh, let's give him a tornado. Oh, come on. What is the hit chance on that tornado? I gotta look at the freaking log. Oh, great. Now I'm gonna die. I gotta look at the log, which is really hard to do when they're attacking me. Where's that tornado at? Why is that tornado missing? Well, let me just take a look at the tornado. Let's see here. So our accuracy on this is 1.26, which is fine. On paper, that should have a decent chance of hitting same level mobs. Try another tornado here. Alright, that's better. That's what we'd like to see. Now, this Sentinel is the anti-meta Sentinel. So this was one of the one of the top least played power set combinations in the game. Not the least 3 in Sentinel, the least in the game. Which I took as a personal challenge, that a Sentinel combination was even on there. So that's why you're seeing me play this morning. We're streaming this live at YouTube at the same time. How are you guys doing in chat? What y'all working on this morning? As we slowly work through this kill-all. Glorified kill-all. Gosh, could these guys be more spread out? I didn't say you could be in close. Okay, yeah, this is a little painful for this particular Sentinel. I don't know what her range defenses are, so let's see if we can take a look at range defenses real quick. Go to combat attributes, go to defense. We're going to keep an eye on ranged, which, no, she has everything under smashing and lethal. So if what they're doing is pure toxic damage, and it probably is, then it's not going to be very helpful to her. So that's the problem. That's a big problem. If they're just doing pure lethal with their little blizz. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. Like usually with defenses, I'd rather have melee and ranged if possible. You're on one of your Peacebringers. Are you soloing that Peacebringer? That's another hostage free. Yippee-ki-yay. Don't forget to check the little nooks and crannies, but I think we got most of those. We're going to come down here and check this guy here. Looks like we're all clear. Let me just do a quick run through around this corner because I went the other way. Nothing there. So I think we're ready to move on to the next floor. Yeah, I think if you solo as Peacebringer, you like playing on hard mode. It's not as hard as a defender, though. I can't seem to make a defender work well on solo. We had a Marine defender. He had a plus 100% damage bonus going on from all the, buffs and everything from Marine. And he still was... Okay, I won't kill those because there's clearly not somebody behind them. Let me just do a triple check. Yeah, there's definitely no one they're holding up here. Anyways... and I still was killing pretty slowly. Did he see me? Did he see me? I don't think he saw me. But they are right in the middle of the floor, so we might as well kill them. Wow, these guys are tough. You're on a Sentinel Electric Blast and Electric Armor. We have... somebody suggested Electric Blast Psychic Armor because Psychic Armor has the Drain Psych, which completely shuts down their endurance recovery for a good long while, which would gel really well with Electric's draining effect. And I have found that to be pretty darn effective. I will say that's been pretty good so far. Nothing up here in this room. And now I'm going backwards. Oh, I got a whole group of these guys over here. Yippee-ki-yay. This is exciting. Nothing can go wrong here. Wow, the controls are killing me. Ridiculous. The camera and everything here was just yeah, not good. So are they just gonna stand there? Can you go away back to your home position? No? Fuck this. Hey, Seeker. Yeah, I think that whatever they're doing bypasses the defenses entirely. Because it's smashing lethal defense on this character, and I think what they're doing is pure toxic, which would bypass the resistances, so it's making this very hard to get through. Mind you, this is on default difficulty. Usually I would play it ×2 at this level most characters, but yeah, I will say as far as the power sets goes, this is what, Ice Secondary? I can see why this is picked so rarely. So far it's not impressive. And this power, what is it? Moisture Absorb? What does this do? Draws moisture from your foes, draining their endurance, which is, and adds a little bit of defense, and I do mean a little bit. Well, it's plus 2% for 1 minute. That may not be too bad if you can stack it. But that's a bit of work, but yeah, maybe you stack it up. You're back on Excel? Oh, there you go. I'm the opposite. I just moved more characters off of Excelsior this morning. It's like a morning ritual now. I just take more off of there. Moving them to Torchbearer where it's nice and quiet. These mother effers. And they're ooh, I hate stuff like this. Come over here and get your dues. The mischances in this game are something else. It'll tell you have a 5% mischance, and then you'll miss like 5 in a row. And it's like, why? Now, I can't tell if those guys are harassing somebody or not, so we're going to kill them just to be on the safe side. Which is like rule number 1. When in doubt, beat them up. So apparently this doesn't stack, because I don't see my defenses going up. Oh, she was hiding in the cubicle there. See, that's why you kill everything, boys. There was one hiding in the cubicle there. Oh, I don't want to skip. See, there's probably somebody around this corner. You never know. Was that literally 2 mischances in a row? Oh my gosh. So we got a way to kind of look at this. My last hit chance, well, right there is 85%. Well, you're free now. Wonder why it's only 85%. Oh, because they're a level higher than me. Yeah, that's not going to help out any, honestly, if they're a higher level than me. Oops. So one thing I dispelled yesterday was this notion that lieutenants are harder to hit than minions. That's simply not true. They are not, they are not. We showed that yesterday on a stream. Same level lieutenants. Now, they said, what about bosses? I don't think bosses are harder to hit if they're the same level, but I haven't scienced that out. Need to clean your glasses? Oh no, chaos is getting all chaotic on us. Alright, so there's a small room up here. You don't want to pass this up. Make sure you pay attention to your mini-map and clear everything out. Be methodical on this mission. Doesn't hurt to check. Don't use stealth on this mission, whatever you do. If there's an enemy who's around the corner, you want them to see you so you don't miss them. I'm sure someone's gonna tell me that moisture absorption is an awesome power, but I'm having a hard time seeing it right now. So you're going to see my powers pretty much have the same chance to hit him as the last guy, depending on the power that I'm using. Go ahead and take a knee on that one. Running out of endurance. How are you doing today, Chaos? Anything new and exciting going on with you? We are doing the Vazalik Pollutant plot. It is a somewhat challenging way to get 35 reward merits, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Totally a thing. I hear a little beepy beepy. Little cabin feel, been iced in for a week. Oh. You know, when they had us staying inside for COVID, I was so happy. They were like, you'll be a hero if you stay inside and don't spread the disease. And I was like, I was born for this time. I saw that meme and I was like, yes, that's me. I was born for a time such as this. Absolutely. Alright, there's 2 more hostages left. There is a glowy around here. I don't know if the glowies are really that important. Oh gosh, what the heck? Oh, he's just in the staircase there. Now remember, glowies, when they make a noise, that noise is not slowed down by floors or walls. So you're going to have to kind of keep that in mind when you're trying to hunt down a hard-to-find glowy. Now, I did say this is a kill-all in a manner speaking, but if you see clearly that they're not blocking anybody, you can safely skip them up. Maybe make a mental note in case you need to come back and get them, but very unlikely. I'm going to have to come back and get those guys. My general rule when playing Sentinel, especially at the low levels where you're just kind of taking them one at a time for the most part, but is that if it's a lieutenant, it's usually worth using vulnerability on. I'll be very happy when they buff everything. They're buffing Sentinels quite a bit soonish, probably by March. Now, these big office layer cakes are the worst. I'm going to come back to that and do this end thing first. Yeah, that little throw-up attack they do probably shouldn't be underestimated. It's probably pure toxic damage, which will go through a lot of your character's resistances and defense. So be careful on that. Give this guy a headache. I'm just going to hit this thing just to turn it off from making all those nasty beeping sounds. Alright, apparently that was the key item. Not unusual to find those things at the end of an area. Again, make sure you check everything out. Look at their hostage in the back room. What a shocking surprise. You're cute, and you make me unhappy. One hostage left. Okay, and they're going to be in the big spaghetti room. Now, this is where this mission can get a little frustrating, is finding the last one. Because we've been thorough, I'm pretty sure it's around in this area somewhere. But I would tell you, last night, it took me an hour to do this. Because I had missed a tiny little corner on the first floor, I think it was. It took me forever to find it. I was very unhappy and whatnot. These multi-level layer deals are a little hard to figure out sometimes. And it's very randomized. This is clearly a different layout than what I was dealing with last night. And what have you. Now I'm trying to eyeball to see if I can see where this last guy is at. And there it is right there in the corner. There she is. Yeah, I was fairly certain it would be in this room. Or this area. I mean, if nothing else, I would start killing everything just to be on the safe side. And that one is done. Alright, so we need to return to the contact. The contact is in Skyway City. This mission's in King's Row. So how do we get there quickly? We could use long-range teleport. We're going to want to save that. Instead, what we're going to want to do is put down Ouro. Put down your Ouro. And travel back to the contact. Like that. And that'll get you right back to the contact lickety-split. Unless you have a very slow hard drive. Then I guess the loading times might kill you. This next one is in King's Row again. Now my mission teleporter is still down, so we use long-range teleporter to get to King's Row. This character's never been to King's Row before. So we'll go to Atlas Park. And we'll use the monorail. Now granted, there was a monorail there. I don't remember if that monorail was basically... I don't remember if that monorail was close by or not, but this is the evil I know off the top of my head. So that's kind of fast. King's Row. So, Lord Chaos, what's new for you today? What are you working on? Now, since I didn't have this unlocked, I'm going to want to hit a badge here somewhere. Anywhere, really. There's plenty of badges around, according to my little handy-dandy map. Should be one... Oh, the one right here. We'll grab that one. Now I need to teleport all the way over there. Teleport away, or you don't pay. Just keep teleporting. All right, now for this mission, I believe we have to find 3 glowies, which no, this is well, it's find the right glowy. That's what it is. There's a bunch of glowies, and one of them is the MacGuffin. So yeah, the good thing about glowies is that they make noise. They're much better than you know, victims that don't make noise. You would think those victims would be screaming or something, but no, it's not the way it works. Seeing how neglected by resistance and defenses was last night, so I've been planning my respec. Uh-oh. On what character? Like, what kind of character was it that you're worried about that? You know, my blaster doesn't have any, but it's a low level. My low level blasters don't have any defenses. They just kill things before they get too close. My corruptors don't either. Clue found. Now, it just says investigate the chemical hijacking after this. So apparently I got lucky. I think I got the right clue right away. And it doesn't tell you what else to do. This ends up sort of becoming like a kill-all. What I would normally do is go to the end and work your way backwards. Because sometimes when a mission's like this, it means kill-all, but it could also mean just kill the leader and everybody around him. So the best thing to do normally is just to go to the end. It would help a lot if I had stealth, but I don't. And these people are right here my way, and I don't want to risk. And there's some glowies here. I don't think I need these glowies anymore, but we're just gonna play it safe. That's what we're gonna do. It's all about safety. Safety first. At least I have a little bit of a self-heal and ice there. That just saved my bacon, probably. Lowercase Mastermind's focused on offense. My first time around, been seeing how open I am to Mez and etc. On what level is that Mastermind? I'm just going to get rid of these glowies so they stop buzzing in my ear. I don't think I need them, really. I need to get to the other side and then take a right. Whoa, I really do teleport pretty far in a dungeon. Okay. Oh, lovely. More bad guy. Now, this is probably a lieutenant here, so we'll use vulnerability on him. Oh, 50? I guess 50. I'd be a little bit more worried about my defenses, sure. Yeah, because usually when masterminds, I worry a little bit less on them because I don't really get hit. That's what my pets are for. But yeah, if you crank up the difficulty, eventually you're going to get hit. And you need to worry about your defenses. I don't really, honestly, I haven't even looked at Danzig's defenses. She's level 50, I've been playing her forever because the robots are just so... Between the knockback they do and how tanky they are, they don't, yeah, nothing gets to me. They're my protectors. Hey, Ryan, City of Heroes has several servers. We have 6 servers here in Homecoming, and it's been completely kissed and blessed by NCSoft, unlike those other private servers. So it's completely on the up and up, and you're welcome to join us. It's free to play. And I have a ton, and they're constantly doing updates to it. I have a video out there that you can look at my video history called Top 13 Reasons to Play City of Heroes in 2026. It's one of my most top-rated videos. You can check that out for a rundown. Yeah, it's all together, Ryan. It's got all the expansions, all the updates they did through live, and then Homecoming, the Homecoming team, a volunteer group, has been doing updates to the game as well. So this class right here, Ryan, is the Sentinel. It never came out on live. They were working on it. And I believe the Homecoming private server is the only private server with a Sentinel from what I hear. But I'm not 100% sure if that's true. So I don't want to get that out there as misinformation, but I love the Sentinel. It basically allows me to live my Iron Man fantasy. A ranged attacker that actually has defenses, unlike the Blaster. The Blaster can eventually get defenses, but it's not quite okay. It takes a while to get there. Oh, just die already. Nobody likes you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Yeah, Ryan. Part of it is the way I get in there attacking like I'm part of the wrecking crew. I need to focus on being more support. And that's the way I approach the respec. Yeah, absolutely, Lord. You know how I think you've heard my speech on masterminds and how I play them. And I really felt like that really improved my survivability and play style with them. I'm sure that there is absolutely room in the game for, you know, masterminds that are up there in the front with them, especially with the whole guard mode damage mitigation thing. But for me personally, I just much rather be in the back. And then, you know what? You don't have to spend as much energy respecking for defenses and stuff. And maybe you spend more energy on providing for them. Now, here's the thing. With the new enhancements that Homecoming has done, you probably still are better off getting some of those protections and stuff. I'm not sure about Mez resistance, but a lot of, with Homecoming, 50% of your various set bonuses, at the very least, come over to your pets. It's 40% at the moment. I think it's going to 50% with the next patch. Let's see here. I don't like you guys. You can die now. Oh, that was not very nice. He just hurled some barf at me? He did. So Ryan, you downloading it yet, buddy? Oh, there's a whole bunch of these guys just hiding in here. Oh, that hurt. That hurt so much. My ancestors felt that. Let's see. I want to do the respec before I dive into building the incarnate ability so I know which way to go with it. Yeah, I guess one question that came up is, what do you do with your alpha as a mastermind? Because I think what comes over, I have to reread the notes, but I think what comes over to your pets is 1/2 of your set bonuses, not your enhancement bonuses, because that would be kind of silly, and how exactly would that work anyways? But I think it's 1/2 of your set bonuses. So so as far as like what's then is the best alpha for a mastermind, probably I think isn't there one that does recharge for alpha? And if you have like a number of abilities on cooldown, that might be a good way to go. If you got a lot of support abilities on cooldown. Alright, so this is where I was saying this might become a kill-all. This is not triggered the ending yet, even though I pretty much have wiped out everything in that room. So it's either that or I need to do all of the glowies, which I don't think that's it. I'm gonna stand up here in my box and just kill this guy. It's totally gonna work too. Where are they at? I'm still hitting something. There's still something still alive. It's got a health bar right there. Oh, ding, level up. Well, the last time I did this, this trash can was very important. Oh, there's a little thing glowing up there. It makes you think, oh, that's how you end the mission, is get to that glowy over there. But I think it lies. I'm gonna try to run these inspirations while I can. Use some more endurance here. Boy, that little self-heal has a long cooldown. I don't know why I pressed it either. I'm having some endurance issues here because I got too many enemies in a row. I want to... hey, Elf, how are you doing today? Thank you for that, grats. I think I'm about ready to grab that barrel over there. Let me get my endurance back real quick. Sunshine is a little out of breath. See if I can grab that without aggroing the room. Yeah, even though it lit that up as like the last glowy, it still hasn't finished the mission, so we're just going to continue to beat everything up. I don't like you either, Buttercup. You're playing and watching at the same time. That's what I call some multitasking. We are doing the Vazalek Pollutant plot. And this is a quest line that can take you anywhere from 40 minutes to maybe 2 hours if you're really unlucky. But I generally get it done in about an hour on most characters and can give you 35 reward merits, which is pretty darn good. You do have to deal with a lot of toxic attacks, which a lot of characters don't have the best defense to, especially here at these low levels. Wow, he does not want to die. I said die. He didn't want to go down. He wanted to keep fighting. Ryan, you still around, buddy? Or did you run to download the game so quick we lost you? I usually email myself the resurrections. That way. They're in my inbox when I need them. But I don't like them taking up inventory space. I kind of feel they're next to useless. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this mission is a kill-all. It just doesn't want to tell you this. Oh, well, here's a big old group of them right hiding in here. Well, you don't want to make them feel unwelcome. That's why I like to see a couple of AoEs really wear them down and then finish them off with a bunch of attacks like that. That's the way nature intended. Oh, lovely. Endurance issues. Oh, he's dead anyways. Yeah, we'll kill the rest of these in here, and that should trigger the mission with any luck. We definitely did pass up a couple when I was teleporting around. Not too many. I don't think there was too many that I missed, but we'll go ahead and get rid of these guys too. Now, you know, there's definitely people who don't like to, who want to get through missions really quickly and don't like this slower mission pace here, where you're killing everything. Personally, I like killing things. The whole point of the game to me is the power fantasy of dealing with you know, difficult things. So wow, she runs out of endurance quick. Now mind you, I have sprint on, but still, I don't know if frozen out armor and everything is taking up that much juice. Frozen armor is 0.26 a second. Wet ice is 0.21 a second at the moment. So those don't seem like it's very much. I could put some more in. I can put some stamina in, but yeah, it does seem like she's tearing through some endurance. Oh, you know what you can do? You can go to your powers, combat attributes, go to base, go to recovery rate, stamina from self, endurance consumption is 0.76 endurance a second. And if I turn off sprint, 0.47. Huh. I don't know. Does that make sense to me? That's 0.47. Yeah, that probably makes sense, actually. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why it feels like she's going through so much. That's the beginning. I don't think there's any enemies right there at the beginning. So I must have missed something somewhere. So we're going to go through and see if we can find it. I said, you really got to treat this as a kill-all. Sadly, for whatever gosh darn reason, these missions do not light up the map when you get down to the last few enemies. This one lit up the map when I got to last glowy, which sadly doesn't help us out any. Nothing up there. Aha. Is there anything in there? No, nothing behind that door. Oh. Well, now, I thought I came up here. Ugh, how is there still people alive up here? This is like the first place you want to kill because it's towards the back of the building. And the mission could have triggered a long time ago, maybe, if it was only kill everything in this office building. Ouch. Alright, there goes that mission. I don't know if that was truly a kill-all or if it was really just kill everything in that last room and I somehow missed those guys. I swear it went up there, but I'd have to go back and watch the instant replay. Okay, so we're done with that one. Next mission right here in King's Row, so that makes it very, very easy. We'll go ahead and teleport over there, lickety-split. There's a big building in my way there. Oh, you know, teleport doesn't work very well when you don't have endurance. That is most unfortunate. I might have come out of there with no endurance on. Yeah, there's always an office. I swear I went up there, Chaos. Because that's the first place you should look in that mission. I don't know if they spawned afterwards, if I missed them. I have no clue. I'd have to, like I said, I have to go watch the instant replay. I'm not 100% sure. I've done this Vazalok mission a few times now, and you think I would know the answer to this. I'm not 100% sure if that mission is essentially a kill-all or not. Or if it's just kill everything in that last room after you hit the glowy. Obviously, a component is you need to hit the glowy. But luckily, I mean, it's fine. I didn't waste too much time, but I am kind of curious. Now, this one is 3 hostages. Just 3. Which, okay. It's hopefully not going to be as bad just getting 3. Did I aggro these guys? Yeah, I don't have any stealth on this character. I probably should get her at least some cheap Walmart stealth. Cheap Walmart stealth will never let you down until it does. Ugh. That was getting a little ugly there. Let's see here. Put those into a break free. You never know when you're going to need a break free. Alright, oh gosh. Just people right here in the middle of the hallway clogging things up. Well, somebody blew up big there. Good thing I was backing up. So, you know, the way I tend to play a lot of Sentinels, I mean, they are essentially mid-range scrappers. So I tend to try to stay at mid-range when possible. We don't want to be right next to them. It's not necessary. So, yeah, try to avoid that if you can. Wow, you gotta love the camera in this game sometimes. All right, doesn't look like there is a hostage there. Now watch me come to regret that later. There is no hostages in there. Check the little side room, no hostages there. We do have guys right there, but this isn't necessarily a kill-all, and we're just going to hit the elevator. Now, 9 times out of 10 in this room over here, in a room like this, there can be some problems, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of these guys. The recharge. I wonder if these guys have recharge reduction of some sort on them. Inspiration's full. Oh no, it's Mr. Bill. Oh, you definitely don't want athletic run on. If you're going to run around fast in the office, and you're going to keep it on like I do because I'm lazy, you're going to want sprint instead. Wow. Wow, that is the party floor if I've seen one. I don't know if I aggro them or not. Gosh dang it, you get stuck in the geography more times in this game. Okay. We've got a lot of enemies there, and it's hard to tell if they're holding a hostage or not, so better be safe than sorry. I'm going to go ahead and actually eat an inspiration or 3 here just to be on the safe side. There's just so many enemies here. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't aggro like all 5 of them at once. Alright, there is a little guy behind these two dum-dums here. That's whoa, 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 whoa. Back up, beep, beep. I'm surprised I didn't attack. Get my endurance up before attacking a big group like that. Oh, I even have the defenses turned off, which is probably not the brightest idea in the world. Okay, that was fascinating. Ooh. The Psychic Ice Sentinel is probably not the most impressive combo I have ever done. I have to say, this is not the most impressive. Hopefully there's 2 hostages on this floor. And at least this one isn't too big. This is not too big of a maze here. Oh, stop running away from me, Buttercup. It'll do you no good. Okay, I'm actually a bit surprised there wasn't a hostage in there. His boom is worse than his bite. Hey, Uncle Sloth, how are you doing today? We are doing the Vazalik Pollutant Plot story arc. This is 4 missions, 4 very longish missions, with the first 2 really being the longest. And we are through with those, so you missed out on all that epic toxic troll killing here. On what is arguably one of the weakest Sentinels I have ever played. And stuff. Nothing eating a red didn't solve. There's almost always a dude to rescue around the corner here. So let me just get my endurance back. Nope, nothing around the corner. Up the stairs, we got one up here. No baked cookies have oats, so they can't spray. There you go. That is one way to count your breakfast, Lord Chaos. I hope you guys are having a good morning. Appreciate y'all showing up and hanging out with me today. Now, here's a $1 million question, right? Would everyone show up if I wasn't playing City of Heroes? And I was playing a different game. Ooh. I don't think so. Good thing I like City of Heroes. Even if I grouse about it. I grouse about it because I care. There's a little corner up there I might have missed. There's at least one dude there anyways. Is he still alive? No, I think I killed him. There's a little room up there. Did I not check that room out already? I don't see any enemies in here. I do like how there's people like running around all crazy and shiz. Yeah, I must have missed one somewhere. No matter how many times I play this game, I never seem to be... Like, when it comes to these missions where you're supposed to find things, I never seem to be careful enough to actually get them all on the first go. Oh, here he is, right here in the corner. So this isn't too bad right here. Quickish mission compared to the first one. Wow, he does not want to die. There we go. He almost killed me, though. Alright, so after the third mission, you're given an order to kill a bunch of Vazamalazalak in the street. Now, Vazamalazalak can be a little hardish to find. And there's a couple ways you can kind of go about this. One is if you're using, vids maps, of course, you can kind of... Oh, here's a Vazamalak right here. You can use that to help guide your path. What I like to do is just make my way towards Perez Park some way, somehow. There's 18 million Vazamalak there in Perez Park. And even though it says in the text description... It mentions a couple of particular areas. It turns out you can kill Vazamalak from anywhere, and they tend to count for the quest. So, just run around, look for some Vazamalak. But if you're really getting stumped, just head to Perez Park. It's not usually too hard to find yourself a couple of Vazamalak out there. I only like COH. I don't have a lot of free time to try a new game. So you do like WoW, Sloth? Cool. And I lose track of, and I apologize, I'm sure you've told me before, I just lose track of who likes what. What do you think about the new WoW-ish announcements been made lately? I'm kind of curious of some people's thoughts on that. I only got like one Vazamalak left, so... See if I can find one more Vazamalak. Any of you guys see any Vazamalak around here? Aha, there's a Vazamalak. Go ahead and get him and take him out. Alright, so we turn back to contact. At this point we can call her and we don't have to like fly all the way back to her. We now need to go to Atlas Park to turn something into a city representative. If you happen to be around the transportation, that's the easiest way, obviously. The other way is you could use long-range teleport. You could also just go to Ouroboros to get to Atlas pretty darn easy, but oops, I'm going to try to remember the hotkey for that, but I'm literally... right around the teleportation or the transportation center here, so I'll just take that. Might as well level up with Miss Liberty while I'm here. Train up to... Oh, here we go. So, oh, we have Psychic Phosis, which is a more powerful psychic attack. Frigid Shield. Let's see here. This lowers temperature, becomes so cold, attacks granting you absorption. So this is 11 points of absorption on self. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it... Okay, yeah, it doesn't really sound like a lot. But if it's like 12 regeneration a second, because it's popping every single second, then that might be worth it. Glacial Armor is... Here's energy and negative attack. Increase your perception to see hidden foes. So we're seeing some energy defense, negative energy defense. Some resistance to cold damage. Woohoo. And resistance to defense debuff. Cute, decent. I don't, not really super excited by that. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I need another... I don't know if I really need another attack power. Oh, this is your little Buffy Wuffy here. So plus 50%, yeah, plus 50%, and actually increases range for 10 seconds as well. That's not a bad deal. These focus powers are pretty useful, especially once you get some recharges and hastens into them later. They can really increase your overall DPS. So, might as well grab that. Sunshine needs anything that she can to help increase her DPS. Oh, I need to grab a freaking enhancement. Teleport target would be good for you since you like to solo. You can possibly pull some means without grabbing the group. Yeah, we're gonna. I don't normally mess with the teleportation tree, but since this character is kind of almost a joke throwaway character, anyways, we'll give it a shot with her and see where it goes. So yeah, teleport other would definitely be part of that. All right, once we turn that into this character, we'll ask about available missions, and we got the last one here, which is defeat the crew in King's Row. Now, because it's been half an hour since that very first mission, we can just use mission teleport. But first, before I do that, I do want to grab a recharge reduction and slap it into our new pretty toy. So let's go for recharge, 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 recharge. Why am I not seeing recharge? There it is. Recharge, 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 recharge. Okay. My character is level 21, I think, right now. 20. Okay, 20. All right. Let's see here. Let me go to Mission Teleporter, and we'll get over there. So, I'm looking forward to new features, and I really like some of the changes. I started playing WoW just before Wrath. Once City of Heroes closed for good, I easily transitioned to WoW. I've always looked at the positives of what they do there. I'm really happy to hear that, Uncle, because as you can imagine, I bring up WoW quite a bit, and I usually get the opposite of that. What features do you look forward to the most? And what new features have come out lately? Like, what's the newish stuff, either new or upcoming, that you're looking forward to the most? Now this one's a little bit easier because it's basically destroy 3 glowies and then, kill the guy at the end. So there's no need to kill everything. And I gotta remember to get stealth on this character. But there's no need to kill everything. We're just gonna kind of zip through. We're looking for the glowies, really. I don't know if the glowies make sounds, though, in this one. That's kind of the only weird thing about this. And this is a long bucket of mission, but I don't want to turn it into a kill-all if I can help it. I want to say they're pretty easy to spot because they usually make like radiation waves. And if you don't know how to get stealth easily on all your characters, I will show you when this is done. All right, so like, it probably is like one of those things in this room right there. It's that Vazalik drug canister there. We do have a lieutenant here, and they're, for whatever reason, everything's like one level higher than me most of the time. So we're going to go ahead and slap him with Sentinel vulnerability. We're going to go ahead and just eat a couple things just to be on the safe side. And we have our new toy to play with, so we're going to start with that as well. We're just going to open up with some good AoE here to take advantage of that extra damage. Oh, he's an exploder. I've got to watch out for those exploders. They're going to be the death of me. Alright. That was a little bit of a rough... Even with the enhancements that ended up being... Or the inspirations that ended up being a little bit of a rougher fight. The drug barrels can give the enemies around them a buff, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I swear I've seen it kind of buff them before. Eventually, I will psychically destroy that barrel. It takes a lot of psychic blast. But eventually the barrel will suffer at my hands after it eats up half my endurance. Alright, so we're going to check this area out for any other big barrels. I'm not seeing any big barrels. Having a hard time making out where my green arrow is on the green map. Hey guys, just ignore me. I'm just running through. Coming through. Oh, there's a Vasilic drug right there. Now at this point I've aggroed like half the dungeon, so we're going to try to get a little bit of space here. And see if any of them follow me down here. Okay, I think I broke aggro. Alright. Maybe, maybe not. They're just really slow. Is that the drill, boys? Are you just really slow? Are you the slow kids on the bus? Come on. You can make it, buddy. I have faith in you. The housing is a fun callback to bases. I enjoy that City Heroes and it's really fun and WoW. I have to say that the housing looks really, really, really nice in World of Warcraft. That is absolutely true. I've enjoyed Delves and Follower dungeons. They plan on making them larger, which is interesting. You and I are of the same mind here. I love Delves. I thought Delves were brilliantly designed. I talk gameplay design a lot. I love talking gameplay design. And when you take a look at what Delves are, now obviously they are a nod to some extent to the solo player, right? They are whatchamacallit. They're you know, you take a follower in there with you and you go and you blast out a dungeon. And because WoW is a very classy focused game, you know, yeah, the question is, what if you're going as a DPS who's going to tank for you or heal for you or whatever? And the question, you know, the answer to that is their NPC guy, which, you know, you basically help to spec out and everything else, which is, which is a good thing to do, right? A lot of JRPGs do that, where, you know, you will spec out the other characters in your little group and stuff. So that's smart. But I think it's I think a couple things are interesting about Delves. Number one, they made them a part of the in-game progression. Right, so now they are part of you earning in-game gear. It's no longer limited to just raids and mythic tier dungeons and PvP. Those things that generally people like me wouldn't like anyways. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, die, die. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, die, die. Blow the enhancements. I don't know what it is about these guys. They're kicking my butt. It's because I'm talking about World of Warcraft. They're getting very, very upset at me. And I keep running out of endurance. Lovely. Of course I have athletic run on still, so that does not help. Jeez, oh mother effing Pete's. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Gosh dang it, how do I get some more endurance? Please give me some endurance. Turn off the defenses. F the defenses. Yeesh. Give me 1 second. I'll talk about WoW once I get through this fight where I'm like fighting for my life here against a freaking lieutenant. Oh, and a minion. We got a minion. That's how bad things have gotten on this Sentinel. I'm running from a minion. Okay, so with the delves, the interesting thing is, so they're in-game progression, and as you do higher and higher tiers of delves, you don't just get higher statted enemies, you get new boss mechanics, just like you do in raids, and it starts teaching you how to play raids, which segues into the fact that these things serve a role for the big group players as well. A lot of guilds that are doing in-game raids will use delves to help gear up their characters for them and to as extra practice for people to learn raid mechanics. That is brilliant design. So you're not just making something that only does something for the solo people or only does something for the group people, but you got this mechanic that actually works really great for both. You know, so I'm like, that's pretty smart. And people bad talk, you know, WoW all the time. I get it. It's a fun thing to beat up on the big corporation. But I call balls and strikes. That's the way I look at it. I call balls and strikes. And I think, you know, I think there's definitely some good hits that they're knocking out of the park over there. Now, you want to know my little... here's what I think they're doing. Of course, then there's warbands and everything they've done with warbands to make alting, you know, more fun and enjoyable for people who like to alt. But I think, personally... Oh, gosh. Oh, good grief. You have got to be kidding me. I think that they are... that they are, in the future... You know, you talk about follower dungeons and stuff. I think they're going to make it to where you're going to be able to take your warband into dungeons with you and run dungeons with your warband. That's what I think. Yeah, gear chasing for the higher gear score to me isn't exactly exciting either, but I do like unlocking the cosmetic and being one of the cool kids with a new... It looks like the raid gear, right? It's just different coloration. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, I think it's pretty brilliant of them. Man, I'm having a really hard time telling where my character is at in some of this stuff. I hope I didn't aggro half the things down here. Okay, there's our boss guy right there. And I'm a little low on inspirations here, so hopefully this doesn't turn sour real quick. I'm going to get rid of his little minion first. Oh, that's cute. He's got little eye beams. How cute is that? Alright, so he's done. Now it says and crew, which usually means everything in the room. So we'll see what else is in the room. I gotta remember to turn off athletic run. That is certainly not helping the old endurance issues out any. Boy, no one is going to accuse this Sentinel. Whoa. No one's going to accuse this Sentinel of being overpowered, that's for sure. Okay. Can I rest here? Because I'm out of endurance. Oh, wow. Yeah, the shared progression of the warbands has been really, really nice. It's a nice quality of life. They've obviously worked really hard to appeal to the more casual player and the more solo player. They've done a lot of work in that regard. Um, Now, some people lament that and say, blah, 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 you know, it's bad, whatever, and it's no longer a party game or whatever. But the thing is, like, they still got the Mythic tier dungeons. They still got really well-created raids. They're still doing quite a bit for the raiders. They still do a lot of focus on them. They're such a big group. They can actually cater to both groups. I know that's hard for people to believe, but they can actually cater to both groups. All right, so that is done. That took me 80 minutes. I usually average under 60. I think this Sentinel's a bit on the slow side, but you can see that I just should have gotten, in the reward tab here, 35 reward merits. 35 reward merits, which still isn't bad for 80 minutes. That's going to be worth about 6 million influence. So that is the Basilic plot. And I figure that's a good one to show people. And it's worth a lot of good XP as well. And whatever have you. Oh, and don't forget to turn that back into your contact either. The gear for the various levels is a different color and maybe a little more ornate for the higher level. The thing is, feels like they're doing things that can keep us older players involved too. Yeah, and the solo casual players, right? And I don't know if there's a lot of young solo casual players. I think maybe that's an older guy thing. Like, get off my lawn! You kids go too fast! I have no clue. But it's also cool that you can do duos and trios together. So one of the big selling points for City of Heroes, I have to point out, is if I want to do a duo or trio with a friend, the game is very, very good, you know, at that, right? You can easily, and it will adjust the difficulty, and you can duo and you can trio with your friend, and it'll adjust it up, and it's a lot of fun. It's really good that way. But a lot of other games have have difficulty with that. Guild Wars 2, for example, it is basically you're either playing with a large group or you're not. You can grab a friend and do some of the outdoor stuff, and maybe that'll make the outdoor, but it isn't like it adjusts or anything, right? So it ends up usually feeling too easy unless you're doing like an outdoor boss or something along those lines. So, yeah. I kind of like the design of the character. It's kind of cool, but the power set of the character is a little iffy. Anyways, for those of you who are watching the YouTube recording of this, I hope you enjoyed the Basilic plot. Hopefully that shows you a new way to play a game. Like I said, I think you probably do it a little bit faster. My first 2 times were like, my first one was actually 48 minutes, and then the next one I did was around 50, 55, something like that. This one was a little bit slower, I think, but I was talking at the same time, a little distracted, but you do you. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Now this character can afford to buy some things with that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and may God bless you. And that recording is done. I'm still streaming. That was for recording. As might as well get her some money while I'm here. Get the lady some money with her new merits. Her new merits. Alright, let's see here. Let's see what's going on with the auction house today. Oh, I do have a little bit of money sitting there from that one thing. Alright, so we have enhancement boosters here for 900,000 each, man. Converter, 55,000. Onslaughter, 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's do that. Oh, I have a whole bunch of unslaughters on this character. Well, that's lovely. We should sell those. We should sell those. Willing to wait on those to come in. And then, oh, I just bought a bunch of unslaughters rather than buying... Oh, man, I need more coffee. Bad me. Bad me, bad me. Well, eventually those will sell. Eventually. Alright, we'll log out that character. Oh, you don't have to apologize, Uncle Sloth. I wasn't on a speed run there. You know, I was just making note that since I was... Obviously, I'm streaming, and I'm going to be chatty when I'm streaming and not 100% focused. So I was just making note for the audience that if they're looking at that time going, ooh, 80 minutes seems like a while, I would just point out you could probably do that a lot faster. The other thing is this Psychic Sentinel was very rough. She died once, and I had to run away quite a bit. If I run that, I could run it on Umbral Knight here. I would imagine he might do a little bit better. Definitely Voltaic Veil could do better. Firebug wouldn't even be a contest. So, yeah. I wonder, honestly, Psionic Rose is Psychic Blast, Plant Manipulation. So same blast power set, but it's on a blaster with Plant Manipulation instead of the silly Ice Armor, which doesn't do much for that character. And I wonder if it would go, you know, significantly faster with this character. I just think she's ugly as hell. I need to come up with a different... If I'm going to play this character more, I need to come up with a different outfit. Which, honestly, I could steal Leah Freya's outfit. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what outfit I would use for Psionic Rose, but... Hey, Braddock, how are you doing today? Are you doing anything fun today? No, but Uncle Sloth, I'm really, really glad you said all that stuff, because... I've been having a hard time finding people to talk to... about wow, maybe we should do Falcon Flight. Or Rena Frost is my ice. Oh, I wanted to test out her new sound effects. I got new sound effects for her. So my big problem with Ice Melee is that the sound effects suck donkey nuts. So I'm kind of curious if it isn't better now. I've already done the Vasilic plot with her once. Let me take a look at some. I need to stop doing the Vasilic plot and start doing some other things. You have the Vasilic Plague. The Vasilic Plague is only 20 merits. Bonafire is 23. The Clockwork Captive is 22, and it took me 80 minutes last time. Defeat all Clockwork. Search for clues in Atlas Park. Alright, I just want to see this new... So, like I said, I downloaded some new audio here. And so I'm going to go and check that out. I am very undecided about what Scrapper to take to 50. I've been trying different Scrappers, and... haven't found one yet. This is Rena Frost. Got a lot of cogs here. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Huh. I'm not sure if those sound effects are different or not. Yeah, I think they're a little different. I think. Well, she definitely goes through things faster than that Sentinel did. Let's see there. I have a fiery melee stone armor at 50 and a kinetic melee radiation armor at 50. Yeah, I just haven't figured out what I want yet. I'm a little... I think I'm a little underwhelmed by just the lack of AoE in a lot of scrappers. Like, they're supposed to be like the melee DPS king. And I get that when it comes to single targets, right? They do a really good job. But I guess I felt like that they would have more melee AoE. They're supposed to be like the kings of melee DPS. And against single targets, I agree. They just slice and dice through single targets like nobody's business. But usually at higher levels, usually because I play a lot of corruptors, blasters, and that sort of thing, sentinels, even controllers have, you know, some decent AoE deal. But I usually increase the times of enemies, right? Because that makes you feel more powerful when you can take on more enemies at once. Plus, you're getting more XP per hour as long as you're doing AoE. If you're only killing one thing at a time, you don't really get a lot of extra XP per hour by increasing the number of mobs, because you're not doing any more damage per minute. You know, AoE is normally multiplying damage the more enemies you have. Now, the trade-off normally is you're taking more risk, right? You're doing more damage per minute, you know, total. So you're getting more XP per minute total, but you're taking more risk. Wow, this character is doing pretty good. I haven't even used her big secret weapon yet. We're just tearing through these mobs. Any other Clockwork got something to say around here? Not running into any endurance issues, even though I've got sprint turned on. Oh, so Braddock, I have a staff tanker and it's so good, and I have a staff stalker and it's so good. So I kind of feel like I've used up that ship on you know, on that. Could probably take a closer look at Titan weapon, maybe. I'm not the biggest fan of huge weapons, but. And I got a Savage Brute, which I feel does pretty good. You know, got some AoE built in a Savage. You just finished the Lady Grey Task Force and should be a Ricky invasion now? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't want to do Lady Grey ever again. I don't have good memories. That's all you guys now. You youngins. You have to take up the charge for us old guys. So here's her secret weapon. It's this thing right here. It just makes them slide over and over again. It's really funny and it's really great. Wow, I don't know why he slammed against the wall. I don't have any knock back. The ice, I believe, is knock down. Or knock up. Oh, it seems to be knocking them back nowadays. They don't really like that stuff. That's funny. I don't want the ice to knock them back. It's better when they knock them up. So that's a little interesting. Let's see here. So electric melee shield defense. Yeah, and shield has that one thing, right, where you rush forward and you hit things in front of you, but it does seem to be on a longish cooldown. But, there's not a lot of defensive power sets that have something like that in them. Some of them have auras. There's always the auras, but I kind of feel like auras work really good on tankers. They shine best on tankers because, fights take a long time. With scrappers, feels like it'd be diminishing returns because you're supposedly killing most things pretty quickly, like one at a time. So I really, really, by the way, really do like that staff tanker. I don't like to solo tankers a whole lot, but that one's actually kind of fun to solo. Shield charge plus electric teleport. Electric teleport AoE. Electric teleport. Oh, because you have an electric melee has a teleport in it that teleports to the enemies and explodes on them, it sounds like. That could be interesting. Alright. Where are the rest of these guys at? You just gotta love kill-alls because you're like, did I come this way? Didn't I kill everything? No. I'm not stealthed here. And I got a big glowing sword, so, Let me grab my cat real quick. I love my new Savage Melee Taker. Yeah, I've got on Brute, and it's just so much fun. Come here. Up. Up. Yeah. Savage has that teleport in it, too. And it's just a rambunctious good time. It just absolutely is. Probably more fun than running around looking for that last mob you missed. Let's see here. Alright, I gotta remember, that's the entrance, Phil. Stop going back to the entrance. Kill-alls. Never something you worry about in World of Warcraft. Am I right, Uncle Sloth? The gameplay design of searching around a dungeon 13 times for the last glowy or the last henchman needs to, die. It's not fun. I almost uninstalled the game yesterday, by the way, if you're watching that stream. This was about to become a World of Warcraft stream, and I would lose all my viewers. Oh, there's one right there. Right there. Little guy in the back pocket, you son of a gun. Get over here. Oh my, you just brought up a story. We used to get goofy on the Posse Task Force, think of the song, What Does the Fox Say? Reading and following, What Does the Clockwork Say? Ring, 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 ring. Yeah. Yeah, well, I wish they would ring a little bit louder so it was easier to find them on some of those missions, that's for sure. Remember, guys, when you're doing an Ouro Flashback, you need to return to contact. You can always hit the Ouroboros portal. It's on a short cooldown anyways. And teleport back here, go back to the crystal, and then teleport to contact. Boom. See, Uncle Sloth would be at least watching. Alright, so if I'm streaming a World of Warcraft, how do most of you guys... Okay, so here's a question for you guys that are watching. Usually, I start streaming... This is a little different than Twitch, right? This is my first time streaming... I mean, it's not like my first instance, but streaming City of Heroes on YouTube is kind of like my big foray into using YouTube instead of Twitch for streaming, right? Where am I at? Steel Cane, I have to find Clockwork. So my question is, how do you guys get notified that I'm streaming? Because you guys usually come on pretty quick when I'm streaming. I mean, I don't want all of the ways. I know the various ways that it notifies people, but I want to know which ways are you guys using that you're like, oh, okay, Phil's on. Let me see what he's doing. Freaking clockwork. We're almost always on the rooftops of things. Can I get up to that roof, please? Yeah, you can always find some clockwork somewhere, some gosh forsaken roof. Oh, the live symbol on me next to the favorites. Okay, good to know, good to know. Same, okay. So you just hopping on YouTube that morning, you see a live symbol next to my name, and okay, fair enough. And then you could see the thumbnail, and you could see that it's City of Heroes or it's World of Warcraft. Plus, it would be in the title, right? I would obviously put the name of the game in the title. So your phone and your Chrome browser will let you know. Okay, interesting. Hey, Click. We were just asking the question, SL Crick, of how do you get notified that I'm streaming? Not, or which way which way do you use? There's like 12 different ways it tells people. I know that. But which ways are you guys getting notifications? Because if I ever decide, heaven forbid, to do a different game one day, I don't want people, I'm just kind of curious because I don't want people coming here and go, oh, I thought you were doing City of Heroes. And I want to know how, if, you know, one way obviously I could address that issue is to do a whole different YouTube channel. If I was doing World of Warcraft, I could have a World of Warcraft channel, for example. Or something else. You're always on YouTube? Kind of like Twitch does? Okay, good to know. Good to know. But don't get me wrong, I'm having a ton of fun. Generally speaking, gripes aside, I'm still having a ton of fun with City of Heroes, so I haven't gotten bored of it yet. Eventually, I will get bored of it. I get bored of everything. Eventually move on. But this is probably the longest I have played in MMO. Because I really like the power fantasy. And there's so many different power sets to play with. You're waiting for the expansion. SL, what are you looking forward to in the new expansion coming up that's going to get you to go back in? It gets a little brighter side, so we know. Is that how it is? You're doing it by sunrise and sunsets? Yeah. Count them, 2 more clockworks. Ha 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 ha. I don't know why they just can't give me all 10 I need on these roofs right here. Oh, here we go. I haven't played in a long time. So SL is, but then why wait for the expansion? Why not jump in now and get in on the pre-expansion excitement? Hello, Clockwork. Come over here. Yeah, I don't know why that ice lick is knocking them back. That's really weird. I wonder if it's just a Clockwork thing. I'm addicted to City of Heroes. Yeah, well, that's fair. That's real. You like YouTube streaming much more. Let me just do my long mission teleporter here. Than Twitch. I started with Twitch when it was still Justin TV, but the last few years has been progressively getting worse. Yeah, for Twitch is much faster. There's less latency between the stream and the viewer, right? And what I see and what you guys see. So in one way I like it better, but in many other ways I don't like it. It forces commercials in the middle of the stream sometimes if you're monetized, which I never am. I never ask for monetization. But when I watch other streamers and all of a sudden I get these big commercials, that's kind of irritating. Or I can subscribe, which is one more subscription I don't need. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. Yeah, not the biggest fan myself, so... I was really worried because in the past, whenever I streamed on YouTube, and I tried it here and there, I hardly got any viewers. Nowadays, I think I would... If I was to stream City of Heroes on Twitch, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have the viewers I have here. And I don't look for, like, super, super big numbers. But for streaming to be worth it to me, I need like a few chatters. I don't even care as much about the numbers as I care about the people who are chatting. Because the idea is that while I'm playing, I'm talking to people. And if I'm sitting there talking to myself, which is what you're supposed to do to make a channel grow, you would have to talk to yourself. I can't. I can only do that for so long. These guys are not hurting her enough to get through her regeneration. This is very fascinating. She's got a whopping 10% resistance, so that's obviously not doing heavy lifting. You love your tanks? I solo a lot, so I don't really like tanks because it's like watching paint dry when you solo, but with that being said, I have been coming up, I've been getting some good tank builds from you guys, and I've come up with a couple. I've come up with at least one myself that seems to be soloing somewhat decently. And I call him what is he called? Boom Shakalaka or something like that. The big Shakalaka. And it's Sonic, it's electric armor, and then the new Sonic melee. And the Sonic Melee does actually very good single target damage for a tank. The key is you gotta set them up with resonance first. Whereas most of my other tanks get by with auras and AoEs, making them still kind of weak in dealing. Let's say there's a single lieutenant by itself, right? My scrapper can take down that lieutenant in like two hits. A blaster will do the same. A sentinel maybe 3 hits. But you get to like the tanker and it's literally 10, 12, 14 hits on some of these tankers. But with the Sonic Melee, with the resonance, I've gotten them down to like 6 hits, 5 hits, 4 hits. It's pretty strong actually. You can stop anytime you want, I believe you. The only way to get big numbers is by playing the newest game or talking politics. Do you guys want me to talk politics or religion? Because I can do that. We can get those big numbers up together, guys. I do say God bless you at the end of most of my streams, so I know that can be a little contentious nowadays. Yeah, the Sonic so far doesn't have any good AoE is the only thing. And the thing is, like, so if I'm dealing with a whole bunch of mobs, the problem is, even though the single target damage is kind of good, I mean, it's good, it's great for a tanker, it's just kind of good in melee land. But the problem is, it takes like that one hit to set up. You gotta resonance them first, and then you do these other hits. And when you're doing that across 5 different small guys, resonance, hit, hit, resonance, hit, hit, resonance, hit, hit, hit. It adds up to a lot of extra hits to do the setup. It would be really great. Like on my controller, I use I use Arcane Bolt, but it requires setup. In order for Arcane Bolt to do a lot of damage on a controller, you have to hold or immobilize the enemies first. The nice thing with the controller is that you can immobilize a whole bunch of enemies at low level with one casting of like cages or whatever. And that sets them all up for mega damage. And now I just got to go Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt. And they all pretty much die pretty quickly. With the Resonance, I have to Resonance each one separately. Yeah. Did someone just lose a copy machine? Yeah, that's probably true. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be looking for a kidnapped victim. I hear a glowy, but I don't have an objective for a glowy, so I'm going to try not to sweat the glowy too much. And just get to the kidnapped victim. I'm kind of goofing off here and killing things when I should be just looking for the kidnapped victim. Because it's literally just one kidnapped victim, so it's probably going to be at the end. When you got like one objective, it's almost always at the end. Oh, I need a key to enter, you son of a gun. Oh, you got me on the key requirement. But usually it's enemies that are holding keys, not glowies, but who knows, maybe it's different here. That poor copy machine. Glowing desk. Do you have a key inside you, buddy? Did that get a key? Did that give me a key? No. I don't think I got a key. So I probably need to beat up the cogs. Is it wrong that I want to confuse people making a blue spine, super reflexes scrapper with super speed and calling a sonic melee? Yes, that is very wrong. That is objectively wrong. How are you doing, Fast? How are you doing today? So let's see here. I think it was SL, we were talking about World of Warcraft. So the new things that are coming out with the new expansion and the first content patch after the expansion is your player housing. I think might already be out. That's a big deal over in World of Warcraft land, and they've done a pretty good job with that. You've already got warbands, which are pretty cool and makes cross character progression so much easier. They're making improvements to the transmog system, so that's easier to work with, and they have delves. If you haven't done delves yet, for us solo players or the small group players, they are a godsend over in World of Warcraft land, because they allow you to go with small groups and experience this dungeon-like content in smaller time frames. Like, one of the things about City of Heroes that tends to turn people off is how long some of the story arcs and stuff in the task forces can be. World of Warcraft has least bite-sized dungeons called delves. They're made for smaller groups, and you take an NPC with you, and it actually gives you the in-game gear, the kind you would normally get by doing mythic dungeons and raids. In the same ballpark, not exactly the same, but same look and everything else, and similar stats. A lot of raid teams are actually using it to prepare their characters, and it even teaches you some raid mechanics, because the bosses, as you go up in tiers in that thing, they have stronger and stronger boss mechanics and whatnot. The new addition that they're bringing, this has been such a hit. Delves have been such a hit that they're expanding them to include, and it's really funny because like everything comes like around full circle, and what's old is new again. But they're coming up with these with these new singly player dungeons that use the same mechanics as delves, where you're gonna have an NPC to help you out. And why do I keep hearing like 18 glowies on this floor? How many glowies can you stuff into one mother effing floor? Sorry. The beeping is starting to drive me crazy. And whatnot. I'm really not the biggest fan of Hunt the Glowies. Okay. So these big raids, you can do solo with a friend or two, instead of having to have a huge raid group. And you can break them up. So if you want to do like 1 or 2 wings today, you can do 1 or 2 wings. and then you could do the next wings the next day. You don't have to do them all at once, which is very similar to the way City of Heroes handles story arcs and task forces. Technically, I could stop this story arc on this character right now and come to it a week, a month, 2 years from now. It'll still be waiting there for me to finish it up. Let's see. I loved it when Final Fantasy XIV introduced duty support. We could hire NPCs to fight so you can enjoy dungeons without a group. Yeah, and also to that point, World of Warcraft does have what we call follower dungeons now, where you can do a lot of the story dungeons without a full group. So that is an option as well. Now, a lot of the lower-ish level dungeons and stuff like that, when you get up to the higher levels, you're going to want to focus on delves as a more casual solo player. You can do dungeons with pugs, but I generally wouldn't recommend it. I don't like people. Random pug people that are go 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 go. Not me. Not me. Not me. Not me. I played WoW a little here and there. I think it does almost everything better in City of Heroes, but I like the combat and the way you build your character in City of Heroes so much better. You absolutely hit the point on the head here, Alex. I can talk all day long about all these really cool things that they've added to World of Warcraft, and these are things that I legitimately look forward to. I've also been playing some Guild Wars 2 on the side, and there's a lot of things I like about Guild Wars 2. There's just one big difference between those games, especially when I talk about Guild Wars 2 and this one. This game lets me feel powerful, right? This game will let you build a controller that can lock down 16 people, and you can do that in early levels. You don't have to wait till level 50 even. And by the time you're level 50, you know, it's really, really powerful and whatnot. Boomtown. Can I even get to Boomtown? Oh, yeah, I can't get to Boomtown. I forget where Boomtown's at. So I don't think you can take the tram to Boomtown. So yeah, it's the combat, really. And the character building, yeah, like you said, the character building's also super good. Super, super good. I forget what Boomtown is connected to. Let's see here. Yeah, WoW has definitely become more and more solo friendly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the other system supporting WoW, I like so much better than City of Heroes, right? Flying. So flying is really important to me, personally. I love a good flying model. Guild Wars kind of introduced us with their dragons, and they did so well that World of Warcraft ripped them off, which is super funny, I think, and what have you. So, I need flying to feel good. I don't want to feel like it. So old World of Warcraft flying, the one that's been there for like 18 years, I hate that flying. It's functional, but it feels too mechanical. It feels too much like an Atari video game where if you let go on the joystick, it immediately stops, right? I don't like that. City of Heroes with its more floaty flying, I like this. This feels more realistic to me. I've always loved this flying. People often say, why don't you take hover? Because they'll see me flying through dungeons sometimes. And I'm like, I just feel like this feels a little bit more realistic to me. It feels more like it's immersive. But by far, the best flying I've had now is in World of Warcraft Dragonflight, where the dragons, when you fly on them, they pick up speed as you descend, they slow down as you pull up, they have different things they can do for bursts of speed. It turns it into a little bit of a mini game with some physics. The physics aren't super well done. There's definitely air flight simulators that do it much, much better. But for an MMO, it's good enough, and it feels really, really good. And it's yeah, I love flying from place to place. I used to take the Griffin everywhere, and now I fly place to place in that game because flying is a joy. Let's see here. I've always wanted to do dungeons, but I'm not a big raid person as they seem less interesting than dungeons. Yeah, well, I don't like lots of people, so I don't do raids very often. There are pickup group raids that are easier that you can do now. And then what they've done on some of the raids, so get this, they have a thing called story mode where you can go in and play with NPCs and go through some of the raid cutscenes and stuff like that. And that's been pretty cool. Again, more solo friendly. You don't get the rewards though, like the big raid rewards, but you do get the cutscenes, so you can kind of do that. With that being said, delves are what give you the really good rewards, and I can't recommend delves enough. I mean, I could definitely stream some delves. And one of the interesting things about delves too is City of Heroes is a very class focused game, right? So you know, if you're playing you get to take an NPC with you, and you get to tell him what he is: DPS, healer, or tank. If you play tank, you're going to take him as a DPS. If you're playing DPS, you're going to take him as a tank. But what if you're playing you know, you might take him as a healer if you're playing like a more DPS melee with some good defenses. But what if you're playing a healer? What do you do then? If you take him as a DPS, he's going to have less armor, and he's going to be a healer. I'm sorry, he's going to be a squishy DPS. But if you take him as a tank, he's not going to do enough damage. So what do you do, right? You're missing, kind of some key parts of the Holy Trinity. Brilliant idea that they had here, and it works really well, is if you take the tanker, if he gets overhealed, then he does more and more damage the more he gets overhealed. So that is a really cool way to get you as the healer to be really good at your healing output, and to teach you to optimize your healing output. And I think that's brilliant. Now in City of Heroes, what you can do if you want to play like that is you play Mastermind, and you heal your pets, and you buff your pets. And I love playing Mastermind for that reason. Sometimes in City of Heroes, it can be fun to use Super Jump and play the ground as Mayal Lava as you head to missions. Yeah, I do like You see me using Super Jump on this character, right? I have Super Jump on a good percentage of my characters. I fly on a bunch of characters, and I've only started picking up Teleport here and there and getting used to Teleport again. Gonna freeze these guys out one way or the other. I hate clockwork. They must all die. City of Heroes does Homecoming create their own content for City of Heroes, or is this all just original content? They create a lot of their own content too, John. If you are around when I'm done with this story arc, I will show you one of the original dungeons and from one of the original story arcs. It's a great question. I could even do one of the original the new story arcs too. Yeah, totally. And they've totally revamped Callisto Wharf. It's actually a live zone now. They never finished it in the original game, but it was just kind of there. It was kind of empty in a place where you did the Penelope Yin Task Force, if I recall correctly. But now it's a really cool, place. What do you guys who are watching think of this ice region scrapper so far? Well, thank you for stopping by. Have a blessed day, Mr. Sloth. I hope I see you again later. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow and or Monday. So, yeah. Appreciate you stopping by. Now, if you are going to have a kill-all, at least have it in a smallish place like this. This I'm down with. So, the idea behind... I can actually put this on team size too. But the idea behind this... this scrapper ice region is that ice slows them down enough to keep regen to have enough breathing space to do what it's designed to do, which is just basically keep you healed up. You don't have a lot of defenses, so you need regen to do the heavy lifting here. And the keystone of this is Ice Patch. Ice Patch, when you're being overwhelmed, Ice Patch can do a lot of heavy lifting in terms of slowing them down. Now, I don't know if it's just a weird thing with clockwork, but let's say I put that Ice Patch down here. For some odd reason, it's knocking them back rather than just knocking them up. Normally, it knocks them up, so I'm a little confused about Ice Patch at the moment. I'll have to do a little research on that. If it's just a clockwork thing, that's really kind of odd if it is. But Ice Patch will definitely slow incoming damage by quite a bit, as it constantly knocks them up into the air. The little mother effing gears. Nothing more exciting than a kill-all where little gears can easily get lost and count against the fact that you haven't actually killed them all yet. Let's see. I am also leaving now that I have to run Death by the Floor 4 times on my new tank. No, you don't. No, you don't. Solo that tank. Through story arcs, you earn lots of merits. You become rich. That's what I'm doing on this character here. This is story arcs. That way you really learn to play your class. You don't have a whole group carrying you, you know? Yeah, no. Get in there and level that character up like a man. Mission complete. Yeah, I know, SL, right? These youngins these days. Oh, I got a new character. Let me jump on DFB and just power. Like, you don't even... You might as well just sit on a farm. I sound like a cranky old man. You might as well just sit on a farm. You know, and just level up on a farm. I'll level you guys up in 15 minutes on my fire farmer. Check out Lou's Shop, Atlas Park. Oh, this mission. Oh, this is not bueno. This is the weird one, isn't it? I never remember what to do in this mission. I'm not sure that DFB is much different than farms, though. Because it's like this big, like, so I'll put it to you this way. You could literally do nothing in the DFB and everybody will do everything else for you. Because you're not important. So you don't learn how to play the class. You don't push your build. I've literally had people tell me, Phil, I think SOs are stupid and I never buy them on my character. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? How does that even make sense? You need SOs to level. I said, you know, low-level IOs, like level 10 IOs, are very weak. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I don't buy IOs till I'm 25. And I'm like, so what are you doing 1 through 25? Oh, I just do DFBs, you know? I just do DFB. Well, it turns out, because he's on DFB, it doesn't matter that he doesn't have any enhancements, right? Because the lawnmower carries you. Yeah. Yeah. And then they complain. Then they'll complain they have no money on their character that they got up to 23. So another guy. This was actually I thought this morning or yesterday, but I told him I talked to him about his build. He's like, I feel so weak. I'm level 20. This and this and this and this. And I said, show me what you got. He had no enhancers. I'm like, you need to buy these SOs. Oh, those are really, really expensive. And I'm like, you just need merit rewards. Well, it turns out he had just basically been leveling through DFB because that's what people told him to do. And Sunshine has no merits now, so he has no money. My level 16 Dominator, the villain Dominator I was telling you guys about, has an item. She has like at least 15 million influence, I believe, just from merit rewards. Just from doing story arcs to get up to 15, 16. Now, to be fair, that character's not using double XP, so she's going to have more than somebody who's doubling XP and probably level up to 16 with a lot less story arcs. But you should be able to have at least, by level 16, you can have probably at least 5 to 8 million in merits. Yeah. Yeah. I usually do DFB for a new character just for the accuracy buff for the early levels. Well, yeah, but how much money is that costing you, Alex? Because you could have millions of influence by level 15. So there's an opportunity cost. Is that accuracy bonus really worth it? By the way, in lower levels, the game gives you an accuracy buff for low levels. Did you know that? So you're not missing a lot at low levels anyways. Your normal chance to hit somebody your level is 75%, right? And so at level 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, it's actually 85%. And you can actually see that, is it under bonuses, I think it is? Now this character's too high of a level to have that bonus anymore. But you've already got basically a built-in accuracy bonus. Now, the way I do my powers is when I get an attack power, I usually, at the level I pick it up, I put in a red. That's going to give you 30% extra damage, give or take. And then in the following level, I'll put 2 slots into it, and 1 red and 1 yellow. That will absolutely take care of any accuracy issues. Just 1 yellow makes it to where you're already hitting cap against same level mobs. And against +1s, which I'm fighting here, you can see my percent to hit chance right here. Remember, 95% is the cap, boys. You can't get above 95% no matter how hard you try. But you can keep an eye on there, and you'll see I'm mostly... Yeah, I'm close enough to cap for most of my hits. Okay, these are not +1. These are same level. This is just a lieutenant. Yeah. No, Alex, we are going to judge you, my friend, okay? You can't escape SLMI judgment, okay? Your pathetic excuses hold no water with us, my friend. You, my friend, are playing the game wrong, and you, therefore, are not cool. You, my friend, have been judged and found wanting. I'm just joking, of course. In case that wasn't clear. I just like having fun with people. You know, I could use my inspirations once in a while. Why not? Bannable offense. There absolutely is wrong ways to play the game on this channel, Elf. That's the way we roll. We absolutely tell everybody how to play the game. Well, you would believe that if you listen to certain people who criticized me earlier. I eventually kicked them off of my Discord server. So we had people that were like, Phil, you're telling people with a capital T, you know, how to play the game. So here's the thing. I'm an opinionated person. I think most of us are. I'm an old guy and I'm a YouTube streamer. That combination of things means that I'm very opinionated. I talk about my opinions a lot, right? But at nowhere did I actually seriously say, this is exactly how you should play the game, capital S. And if you don't, you're a horrible person and you're doing it wrong and all this other jazz. And they would point out that I'm basically holding people back because there are faster ways to make money. There are faster ways to level. There are faster ways to get to the in-game content and join those +5 task forces and all that other jazz, which I don't care about. And I pointed out to them that my channel, I made a video saying, what is my target audience? And my target audience are people who play a lot of solo, who play, I would call casual, at least compared to like hardcore people and whatever have you. and all that other fun jazz. We come to your channel, so we kind of you would think, John, you would think, but it's really funny how some of the feedback, I know it's going to be crazy, but some people on the internet have some very interesting perspectives. And yeah, they were very vocal in the fact that I'm telling people wrong. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, guys. A little hair coloring for men and stuff goes a long way. Absolutely. And, you know, the camera takes off 10 years, as we all know, so. Absolutely. So, yeah. I've done DFB once. I don't intend on doing it again. Partly because I don't like playing with a lot of other people, because I really don't feel like you're learning your class and stuff like that. I like feeling I also like that power fantasy, but yeah, it definitely is kind of skipping some of that. And for me, if I am going to do that, like, I understand that sometimes you've leveled your 25th character, or let's say I did this ice region and I like ice a lot, but I don't like regions, so I just want to kind of respec her into ice super reflexes, but I don't want to level her again from 1. I totally get that. For me personally, that's why I'll just use a farmer to fast forward her really quick, because to me, DFB might as well be a farm but slower. It kind of gets you to the same end but slower. Because now most of the characters I do play, like I played this character from level 1, right? Why would I do that from level 1 rather than farm? And it's because I want 2 reasons. I want the power fantasy of going from 0 to hero. And the second reason is to really become intimately familiar with the powers by, you focus on those little powers as you pick them up and you get to see them in action through the levels. Also makes me more knowledgeable, so I can speak to, like, yeah, at the early levels, this is really good, but then it falls apart, or, then it really picks up at this level when you get this power, because I'll really feel that more if I do the powers one at a time. And I play them for a few levels. Even, like, double XP, I've been doing some characters on single XP to slow down and enjoy that process even more. But even with double XP, you're at least spending some time, with each level and stuff, and each of the powers, and kind of getting used to the class and get to feel, okay, this is where the class could really pick up, or the archetype combination could really go up to ×2, ×3, and stuff like that. Yeah. So there is all of that. I feel like check out loose shop really means kill everything inside of loose shop, but I could be wrong. Oh, you son of a gun. You want some? Come get some, buddy. Yeah. But I do tell people, if you want to play in big groups, level fast, and still make really good money, task forces, especially the weekly task forces, do give you pretty good merit rewards. Pretty good. So you'll come out of there much richer monetarily for the experience. You just won't catch me on them. See, Ice Patch is faux knocked down. And so it's kind of weird that they're being knocked back. I think that's a weird clockwork thing. Stupid clockwork. Have a good day. Are you leaving, Ellie? Hey, Cross, how are you doing today? Oh gosh, there's a lot of clockwork. Got my hands full with this group right here. It is very interesting how the ice patch, though, just keeps knocking them way back. Usually just knocks them up in the air. So it is messing with my DPS quite a bit, but at the same token, it's messing with their DPS quite a bit, which can only keep me alive longer with regeneration, I suppose. It's amplified. Yeah, that's what it's weird. Like, it's just getting amplified. You're right. We'll all have clockwork in the real world. That little drone's going around. It's with everybody wants a full group of 8. Solo full group. There's one big way to solve that, Alex. There's one big way to solve that. And I talk about it all the time. Run your own groups. You can absolutely go into looking for group and say, I'm doing a 2-man, 3-man Ouro. Looking for somebody to join and give some details, and you will have people sign up and join. Absolutely. Because the thing is, people just don't want to, you know, lead. Oh, you're still alive, you little backstabbing SOB. Ah, so many clockwork. So many tiny little clockworks. Yeah, that AoE cone, that frost cone, is definitely good at doing some damage. Kind of interesting how the superhero outfit in that picture has a zipper up the front. I actually wonder why more superhero outfits don't have zippers up the front or up the back. How do they get those suits on without zippers? That, my friends, is the real question of the century. Hey, you Raid, you're back. You like sleep in or something there? I felt like you slept in. Let me just write real quick to somebody here. Let's see here. Do 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 do. Huh. Okay. Yeah, well, that was the only hairdo here that had dual colors in it. They don't give you a lot of color customization options in the hair. They don't really have like a hair highlight system or two color system, but there's a couple of hairstyles that kind of can split your color like that. It's just, I'm not a big fan of the bold look, but it sort of kind of works, but not really. Wait, there's things you do outside of CO? I don't know what you're talking about. Flap a cloth to hide it? Is that what they're doing? It's always the hidden flap a cloth that gets ya. Yeah, it definitely is a little limited, especially in its minion customization, because as we all know, there is no minion customization. I complain about a tanker taking 10 hits to kill an enemy, but I'm not sure the scrappers are that much better all the time, guys. I sometimes wonder. I think you have to like rescue her and then maybe go back over here. I'm not super sure. I'm just gonna look around real quick, make sure there's no new spawn enemies over here. I guess not. Gonna probably hop a game for a bit, run some more Dr. Graves. Want to get to 12 for the new SOs, yeah. Have you started thinking about what skills to invest in? What do you mean? What skills? Well, you have to start thinking about what skills to invest in. Yeah, well, it depends on what you're playing, but it's usually not too hard at low levels to figure out. Let's see here. I believe... there should be a glowy around here. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Fire Blast Bio Armor. I can definitely give you some easy advice for any Sentinel. Let me just finish killing these guys here. It's actually very similar to Scrapper, because Sentinels are, in a way, ranged Scrappers. Did you ever get into Hearthstone? I have done Hearthstone for a little bit, Alex, absolutely. You don't need to plan out a build in mids to do low-level characters. Invested in health regen augmentation for armor. Thought that would help my survivability. Well, the best in low levels, the best defense is a good offense. Things really don't last very long at low levels as long as you have a good offense. So if you're, now this is a level 20 character. I'd have to finish this dungeon and show you a lower level character. But generally speaking, in my attack powers, I would put, in the low levels, I focus on getting as many attack powers as possible and putting 2 reds and 1 yellow. Now, you do have to pick up a secondary here or there, so I will. Generally speaking, I don't put a lot of slots in the secondary at, up through level 10-ish. There's just, right now, you're focused on new attack, 2 slots. New attack, 2 slots. New attack, 2 slots, until they all have 3 slots. Now, if I'm at a point where all of my attacks have 3 slots, and I need to pick up a new defense power or have some slots, then I might put like a couple of slots into the smashing lethal power. Whichever. Most defensive sets have something that deals with either melee range if you're talking about defense, or smashing lethal if you're talking about resistance. And those would deserve the most attention first. This is regeneration, so it's a special baby. It's about regeneration. So basically fast healing is the major power, on this, along with integration. So those are getting, when I have extra slots beyond the 3rd, those got. Now you're going to see here on this character, I did put 2 more extra slots here in Frost because it's the one AoE. Melee doesn't tend to get a bunch of AoEs, and so you want this AoE to kind of pop a little bit more often and do more damage. So I put 2 more slots into it. Again, offense, 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 and offense. Offense. Oh, you went to get coffee. I see, after I started monologuing. I don't know how many clockwork I have to kill over here, but I guess the beans will continue until morale improves. Yes, I usually switch over to level 30 common IOs at 27. That's why I don't use mids. I don't need mids until I'm ready to sit down and do sets, and I don't do sets on most characters till 50. Even on, let's say, I will say like on a couple of classes, I will start to get into set bonuses a little early because they struggle. Like if I'm ever going to solo a defender, I'd probably just take every little bonus I can on the defender because it sucks so much donkey balls. But the thing is, like, the low-level sets don't have big set bonuses at all. You're not coming close to hitting caps or anything. So there's not a need for me to build that out ahead of time in mids. I'm not going to keep those low-level sets when they get to 50 anyways. When I'm doing an optimized build that I need to mids out, I'm not going to keep those sets around. I'm going to sell them off or give them to another low B character or something like that. So I don't feel a need to go into mids until I get a character till 50. And it takes me so long to do a build in mids. I want to make sure that character is worth it. If that character can't feel fun through the low and mid levels with just SOs and common IOs, then why would I want to build them? And I don't want to waste the time building them a cool outfit. I don't want to waste the time building them in mids. Once you went into it, I stuck around. Well, go get your coffee, and then I'll pull up a low-level character, hopefully, by then, if I can ever get to the end of this ungosh-forsaken mission. It says check out Lou's shop. Oh gosh, there's another freaking NPC behind here. That's, man, this checkerboard pattern and everything. You are bad, bad. It's really not clear on the mission objective on this one, and I've done this like 3 other times, and it always ends up this way. 1 hour, 6 minutes for a scrap or 22 reward merits. A little on the low side, but still worth it. It's a nice chunk of reward merits. Yeah. So let me show you Yeah, let me show you. I'll show you. Let me just turn this back in. Call, leave, go back to Ouro. I'll show you a level like 10 to 15 Sentinel. Remember, a good offense solves so many other problems. If your character is running out of endurance a lot, more off. If you have a way to get more offense easily, substantially more offense, right? Not like 1% more offense, but a lot of offense, more damage solves that problem. If things die faster, you don't need your endurance to last as long. If you're dying too fast, well, it turns out if you kill them first, that's the whole way a blaster plays. My blasters have no defense until they get to like their 40s. They have no defense, no resistance. How do they survive? They kill everything else first. They have a couple of extra powers that can slow enemies down to give them the time they need to kill them first. But that's it. They just kill them first. They don't need defenses and resistances if you kill them first. And whatnot. Okay, so I don't have a super low level. I've been leveling up to my low level characters lately. Here we go. Here's a good stalker. Love the stalker right here. Very similar to Blaster or Sentinel. So we're going to see here 2 reds, 1 yellow. Your priority should be getting those first 2 reds and then a yellow. On Assassin Strike, I just have recharges in here just to make it pop up. Assassin Strike does so much freaking damage when it lands. Doing a little bit of extra damage isn't really a big whoop. And it has a little bit of built-in accuracy to it already. One thing you can look over when you're looking over these powers is some of them will have built-in extra accuracy. So there's less of a need if they have a 1.2 is almost as good as having a yellow in there. But that's it. Now, once I got up to like, 10 and I'm getting, I got some defensive powers over here. At some point, it was like, okay, now I've got a few more slots. And if you put another slot of damage in here, you'll get another 20-30% damage out of each power, which is decentish enough. But at that point, that's where I start looking, okay, but do I have my main defenses up? Now, for defenses, if you've got melee defense, range defense, AoE defense, those are your 3 biggies. So if you have power with those, which I have, Focus Senses has range defense, Focus Fighting has melee defense, right? Those are 2 biggies. So I go ahead and triple slot those when I get a chance. It's not the first thing I do. Again, this would be the priority here, but it is something that I eventually do on that character. Absolutely. But the most important tip of all is to make sure you triple slot up your travel power. That's the big meta move. That's the big boy move. Absolutely. I'll be right back. Okay. Hopefully that kind of answers a little bit. I could probably use a little something there, a little something there. Oh, but I'm already here. I love this bow staff character, by the way. Iron Willow. Oh, I need to mark down that last one in my file. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I keep hearing people say they don't like stalkers, and I don't know why. Because I just think they're awesome. Because you can placate, you don't see me, and then you stab them in the abdomen. I love that. How is that not fun? I don't understand how people don't like stalkers. Like, to me, they're hands down better than scrappers. Because I get the controlled crits. So, what do you guys have against stalkers in the chat? Tell me right now, what is it you guys have against stalkers? Because I think they're cool. What? Meow, what? Meow, what? What? Meow what? What? The cat's going crazy now. What? What? Oh my gosh, the cat. What? Well, you know what, SL? That's okay. I'm glad you said that, and I'm not going crazy. That's what I brought up earlier, and I didn't get a good answer. Maybe you could help me out. So, in playing several scrappers now, I've noticed that they don't have a lot of AoE attacks, right? I was under the impression, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to find out the facts here after I do this mission. We're going to pull up the website. We're going to look at some things together. But, you know, but the power sets I've been playing don't have a lot of AoE in them on a scrapper side. And then, like, what's the point of playing you know, everyone's saying scrapper's like the king of DPS if they can't really do good AoE. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad they're good single target damage, but, you know, at the end game, you're usually fighting ×3, ×4, whatever have you. And if you can't do AoE and your damage isn't scaling up, that means you're falling behind a lot of other classes. You know? And so it just, I don't know, man. Like, I need someone to help me out with it. We're going to look at some power sets after this. We are. This is going to get solved. We're going to solve this. So here's one of the things I like. You got a lieutenant right back here. We're going to go in. We're going to kill him in the abdomen. Now, this poor bastard probably won't live long. Oh, no, he will live long enough to get the combo finished on him. I love how Stalkers all have a built-in combo system for guaranteed crits. It's guaranteed crits, right? You've got the combo system with Assassin. You've got the opening hit of Assassin's Strike when you come out stealth. That's an auto crit. You've got the combo from Insight, right? That can auto crit. And then you've got the Placate, which allows you to put you back in stealth and let you do it again. On my Psychic Stalker, she's even got a, whatchamacallit, an AoE Placate, just for extra, oh, there's Twin Shot right there, for extra kicks and rins. So and it's managed crits, right? So I can use that crit right there to kill that guy with full health. You don't use a crit on a guy who's only got 5% health. Unfortunately, with a scrapper, their crits are very sporadic, and then when they hit, it's like, well, okay, I guess I just kind of wasted that crit. I don't want to hold up what you're doing. I'm making a quick lunch and taking care of Doggo. Oh, you're good, Raid. It was a while between City of It Sucks when the Going Rogue was released. You could play either or content. I think you still can if you're a mercenary. You still can. What if you're a mercenary? What's a mercenary? Okay, so let's look at this website together, guys. Okay, we're gonna do a little group activity here. It's gonna be called Compare the Scrapper with the Stalker. Okay. And whatnot. Oh, random versus controlled. Yeah, the problem is if all other things are equal, random is objectively worse than controlled, right? Because having your crits randomly pop up and be wasted, if all other things are equal. Now, if those, and by the way, Stalker gets random crits. You'll see my Stalker randomly crit just while fighting. It's insane. It's insane. Now, what they do have for effect is less base damage. Your Stalker's like 10% less base that I think than Scrapper. Let's take a look at let me take a look. Let me pull up the website here for you guys. And we're going to take a look at some of this together. Okay, let me pull up Chrome. We got Chrome here. Let me pull up City of Heroes. City of Heroes Scrapper. Okay. I'm going to hit OK here. If I can pull up the Chrome screen. Still not up. There we go. All right, so we're going to take a look at a couple of different power sets. We're going to pick, I don't know, dual melee. We'll do fire melee. We'll do staff because I'm doing staff. And when we take a look, we're going to take a look at the Scrapper versus the Stalker. Oh, we're not going to put the Stalker on the same page. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, well, they put it on the same page with dual blades. Oh, just Stalker doesn't have a battle axe. That's fair. Okay. All right, so on dual blades, when we take a look at Scrapper, you've got 1, 2 AoEs at the very end. You have 2 cones, right? The rest is melee. Oh, here we go. Typhoon's Edge. Okay. So we have 3 AoEs with dual blades. Okay, what about Stalkers? You have melee. Rain. Oh, that's placate. Melee damage over time. Melee cone. So they are missing the PB AoE Typhoon's Edge on Stalker. Okay, all right. That makes me feel a little better about Scrapper. It has on that one. It has 1 more AoE, and it's not the cone. It's the big AoE. So that makes me feel better about Scrapper on that one. Okay. Let's see here. Going rogue, all Scrappers were only heroes. Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough. You're right, KSE. You're absolutely right. Let's take a look at fiery melee. So on Scrapper, we have a cone essentially, but we have 1 rain. We have one. We have fire circle 2. So we have two AoEs, right? On Stalker, what do we have? Melee. We have build up. We have Breath of Fire, and we have Fire Circle. So we have 2 on Stalker. We have the same ones. Breath of Fire and Fire Circle. Now, if we go to, let's say we take a look at Fire Sword Circle, you're going to see that, according to this, the damage is the same on both. The only difference is Stalker gets it a few levels later than the Scrapper on Fire Circle. But, well, that's not exactly true. This is, I will say that the damage is going to be less because this is not taking into account the AT modifier. When you look at, the AT modifiers. I forget what it is versus Stalker. I forget what they're called. They aren't called modifiers. Archtype modifier. Oh, secondaries. Oh, secondaries have AoEs. That's a really... Okay, you're making me feel better about this, SL. You're helping talking me down off the ledge. Let's see here. Archetypes. All right, well, let's look at staff fighting. So Scrapper, you get the cone and a cone. You get 2... Oh, and the PB AoE. So you got 3 of those with Scrapper. On Stalker, you get cone. You get Eye of the Storm PB AoE. So you're missing a cone on Stalker, I think. So, okay. All right. So you're also saying look at secondaries. So if I take a look at, let's say, Fire Aura is a very common one to choose, right? But I would bet Ninjutsu doesn't have one, I would assume. But let's just pick that one. Radiation probably has an aura. So Fiery Aura, Brute and Scrapper are the same. They have the Blazing Aura. And they have Burn. You ignite the ground beneath your feet, freeing you from immobilization. Foes that enter the flames you leave will take damage. So 1.44. So you have an AoE right there within the aura itself. And then you get to Stalker, and Stalker does have Burn. It does have Burn, but it doesn't have the aura. It doesn't have Self-res. Res. Oh, that's Sentinel I'm looking at. Blazing Aura. Stalker doesn't have Blazing Aura. Because it has hide instead, as you pointed out. So very interesting. What about ninjutsu? So in ninjutsu, Scrapper Sentinel has defense, resistance, endurance, self-heal, auto self-res, range comb, blinding power, and self-defense. So in this one, you get hide, then you get ninja reflex, you get danger sense. You are missing Shinobi Rinku. You're getting Caltrops instead. Kinju Rin. So you're missing this one. You're getting the self-heal. You're getting a smoke flash of your PBAOE. Blinding powder. You're getting the last two. You're missing the self-res. And you're missing the plus endurance. So you're missing these two so you can get, what, hide and blinding powder, it looks like. Oh, dude, you can have a ninjutsu sentinel with extra damage coming out of stealth? Look at that, guys. Sentinels only. Shinobi Irie. Basically, while stealth is strength, your next attack will be more powerful. However, you can only attempt this after spending 8 hours without attacking. Oh. You can have a ninja sentinel, guys, and have it kick butt. Oh, and it cannot be used with other... Well, so this is essentially hide. It's just the it's the way to get hide without getting hide. That's that one. The other one was this endurance-y deal. Recover endurance with a short period of meditation. 60 seconds. Gives you back some endurance. So I think like on ninjutsu, the Scrapper version feels the same. Now, I don't know exact numbers because you get different modifiers, but actually I think Scrappers and Stalkers have the same defense modifiers. So they're probably very, 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 very similar in ninjutsu. Radiation armor. You're getting radiation therapy, PBOE, minor damage, minor toxic, negative foe region, self plus hit points, and all this other jazz, except for Tanker. Except Tanker, okay. Beta decay, toggle phone, ground zero, PBOE, moderate energy damage, moderate toxic, minus defense all. With the Stalker, you are getting radiation therapy, and you are getting ground zero. So you are getting the two things with Stalker. I'm telling you, I don't know, bruh. I feel like there's like certain power sets that I think like Scrapper does, clearly say, okay, this is a little bit more AoE oriented. If you take like the right offense and the right, secondary, like maybe Fire Scrapper has significant more AoE than the Stalker version. But then you get to other Stalker things like this and they're very, very similar. And it feels like, wow, I love Impossible Task. She's having fun out there, Raid. So what are you missing for hide? Do you have Gamma Boost? Yes. Proton Armor? Yes. Fallout Shelter? Yes. Radiation Therapy? Beta Decay? You're missing Beta Decay, which is a faux taunt. Oh, well, you don't want to taunt on your Stalker, so there's no loss there. Particle Shielding, Ground Zero Meltdown. This is just as good on the Stalker as it is on the... Yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting, SL, right? It's very kind of hit or miss. And I feel like I need a guide to tell me, okay, these are the things that really shine on that really shine on Scrapper. So therefore, you should play these on Scrapper, because anything else you're going to want to play on a Stalker is just better. Oh, well, yeah, Ice Traps plus Caltrops, yeah. Yeah, I have the Ice regen because I just wanted something that makes regen really work. And I think so far that part is working out really well. But Ninja looks like one of those things that are as good on a Stalker as it is on a Scrapper. But yeah, so Ice Ninja would be just as good, if not better, on a Stalker. You could be Sub-Zero SL? Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero. Well, yeah, yeah, on that wiki, there's probably missing some details, but my overall takeaway would be the thing to keep in mind is that Scrappers have the highest base damage, melee damage. I'm pretty sure that's true. They definitely have more than Stalker when I looked it up. Now what this means is if you do any sort of enhancements and stuff, you're going to get more damage out of them. Plus, their little focus power to focus the usually does better percentages than anything else, and whatnot. So I think, like, hands down, in a long fight with a boss, you definitely are going to do more damage, especially if there's defenders buffing them and stuff. Even if it was buffing the Stalker as well, you would do more damage in the long run with a Scrapper than you would with the Stalker, and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, against most other situations, like going through mobs when you're doing story arcs and you're just killing minions and lieutenants, number one, I'm pretty sure you do more DPS with the Stalker because you control the crits and you make sure you get full value out of them. And number two, plus you start every fight with an automatic crit. No and ifs or buts. Coming out of stealth, you just automatically crit the first thing you see. So there's that. Yeah, but I think there are clearly some Stalker power sets that have a little bit more AoE, like one more AoE attack, and there are secondaries that might have like an aura that the Stalker doesn't have, and I definitely think that those would probably shine a little bit more on Stalker. Obviously, they'll shine more on Stalker, obviously. The whole thing about the auras, though, is they shine best on tankers, where things actually live long enough for the auras to do heavy lifting. On a Scrapper, the auras may not get a whole lot of chance to shine. It may not be worth the endurance cost. It's probably a good question. Yeah, no, the Scrapper, generally speaking, is in a weird spot in the game. It always has been. It hasn't been. I think they don't know how to buff it, and make it better, because everything in the game's been buffed. Even Blast should have been buffed. I think they can't figure out how to buff Scrapper without breaking something. So I think it's a little tough. But I think there are certain power sets that could make a Scrapper shine. If you just hate obviously, if you hate stealthing altogether, like it just doesn't fit your character concept at all, then and you want to do lots of melee damage, you still are better off with the Scrapper. Brutes do significant melee damage, but they don't really truly compare with a well put together Scrapper. Brutes take auras because Brutes and auras are generally known as a good coupling, and that's generally because, as awesome as a Brute is, and I do love my Brutes and they're way up on my solo list, they don't really kill things that quickly. I know Sacrilege, I know, but they They don't quite kill them as fast as a Stalker or a Blaster. So it gives time for those auras to do a little bit more heavy lifting. Let's see here. I think I'm going to get another Assassin Strike so I can put a little more damage into that. And I'm going to do the power move and put some more in Mighty Leap. And I need some cooldown and Placate. And I haven't told you before, I really do love this character. This is a really, really fun character. I think it's a really good Mortal Kombat character idea. You could do the fire super reflexes Stalker, and you could have Scorpion, right? Because Scorpion is fire themed. If only you had a you could use teleport enemy, and do a get over here. Does that break stealth if you teleport an enemy to you guys? Ooh. Yeah, it does break your stealth. Yeah, that'd be a shame. Because it'd be really cool to, like, get him over there and then stab him in the abdomen. If Teleport Other doesn't break stealth, that'd be cool. I mean, you could still, if you don't mind burning your Placate, you could bring them over, even if it does break stealth, then Placate them, then stab them in the abdomen. What do I want? A damage and a recharge. You took off running. Yeah. Someone's having fun with you. Sounds about right. Oh, I need two enhanced jumps. We don't have mission teleport on this character. Say it isn't so. Do we have Venomous Dagger? Oh, say that isn't so. I'm gonna join voice chat one of these days. I could jump in a voice chat if you want. I haven't joined in the voice chat this morning. Yeah, if I play World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, and the Old Republic, then I could be like the MMO streamer, right? You guys would be down with that, right? MMO streamer. Reveal inner world, inner inspirations. No, that's not what I want. Reveal, rocket pack, I need that. I need that. I don't need you. I need you over there. I need my Envenom daggers. These are invaluable for bosses. All right. You like all those games? Cool. Raid and I are going to be good friends. Would you play them all at the same? Right? I should play them all. Like, when I do like a morning stream, I do like 1 hour on each. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get too far. When this character runs out of double XP, I'm not buying this character more. That's how you know I really like him. I just want to enjoy the leveling process with this character. Fight off the Arachnos agents hitting twin shot. Dun, 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 dun. Now I've got the new improved Assassin Strike now with 30% more damage. Oh, yeah, now that's enough to kill Lieutenant in one hit now. Oh, we got a whole bunch of guys on us. Isn't that quaint? Let's murder one in the abdomen real quick. And another quick murder in the abdomen. I mean, it's just so good. Ah, this moo. Can we stab it? Stabby stab. Setting up my taskbar is probably something I could use a bit of help with. Well, the taskbars are kind of these things right here, right? And I just generally I keep these three attached together. You can hit the little plus sign right there to get extra taskbars. Like here's a number 4, and you can put some different things into there. And the 4 is separated, and what's really cool is you can put it up on the side of the screen and it'll move up like a centipede. You can let it go right there or whatever. It's good to put like your travel powers in a separate one if you want to do that. Oh yeah. Here, Fortuna. I got a little stick to put up your butt. Wait for it. Gosh, so good. I swear she just hit him in the nards. Oh. Oh, we've got all kinds of stuff around us. Hello, Moo. What can I do for Moo? I can't hear Moo. Killing a lieutenant in one hit without even using some sort of, like, power-up attack first? That never gets old. Oh, this character's so good. Yeah, you can pretty much see that's how I have my character set up, right? Because I have attacks over there. I got a special attack here with takeoff. And then I have Envenom daggers here. Yeah. You can't see me. Now I stab you in the butt. Oh, so beautiful. This is a way a melee character should play. This is the way nature intended, for you to be a badass. You get to pick who's going to die first, like this stupid endurance-sucking moo over here. Oh yeah, now you're dead. I need to actually hit for that combo to go off, sadly. There we go. Boom. Ugh. Hey, what you doing over here, buddy? Oh, wait. You can't see me? Oh, that's a shame. Here's a stick in the butt. Boom. You're dead. Late to his own funeral, right? I'm telling you guys, you gotta play Stalker. Stalker is where it's at. Now, with that being said, Stalker has one really, really big weakness. And that, my friends, would be scripted events. Where they send in these waves as part of a script, and for whatever reason, those guys have like instant best visibility in the world bullshit. It's horrible. Yeah, ambushes are bad for any character, but against stalkers, especially when they have the whole "we can see you no matter what" bullshit going on, it really, really sucks. It's stuck at the big donkey at nuts. Yeah, Dia. You just described City of Heroes in a nutshell. Every time they put more thought into something, it becomes increasingly janky and clunky. That's exactly it. Now, it doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't look like these guys saw me, or either that or they just really hate twin shot, which, to be fair, is not hard to want to do, but look at how fast I tore through those, man. Stalkers are just badass. So I have a critical saved up, so I used it on the guy with the full health, obviously. Bye. Right? What am I supposed to do now? Defend a stabilizer or something from the clockwork? Which stabilizer? Could you help tell me which stabilizer you guys are talking about? Oh, well, there's a clockwork over there. We'll start with him. Boy, that ain't your Poppy's clockwork, I can tell you that. I wonder what Batman would think about Lord Recluse. I was about to take the chance to physical powerhouse. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Then there's the escort. That's right. The other kryptonite of stalkers is actually escort missions. That's fair. Stay still, you little lame-ass bullshittery. Stop running from me. Right. Yeah. Yeah, those don't help your stalker at all, sadly. Talk to Manticore. Ooh, 3 reward merits. Yay, I'm rich. I bet those clockwork don't get knocked back from an ice patch. That's probably true. That's pretty funny, though. Well, let's see here. I can do another level of training. Yeah, this character is super, super fun. Sonic Melee. Going back to Sonic Melee discussion for a minute. I mentioned before that I am liking it on the tanker so far, and I can show it if you want, but wouldn't that also be available on a scrapper? How good would that do on a scrapper, I wonder? Clockwork Orange. So, build up here is 80+% strength to all damage on a stalker. On a scrapper, what I've seen so far, it's plus 100% instead. And keep in mind, they got higher base damage, so it's actually more than that. So yeah, it's scrapper is really good at single targety. Practice brawler. And agile. Okay, what do we have here? We got some choices. So build up is going to be more damage and DPS, which I hate. I don't think I'd ever say this before. Usually when given a choice between build up and a couple more little I would take build up because it's straight up DPS. But this character does so much good damage. I might actually look at defense instead. So what do we have here? This is going to give us some range defense. Let's see. Allows you're able naturally. Well, your agility also grants you minor damages and all damage to toxic. This damage is only as you lose health, but improves as your hit points decline. This power is always on and will permanently increase your defense versus ranged attacks, which is kind of a weakness for this character right now. So 5% extra ranged defense is actually very nice, and it doesn't require any endurance. The other stuff that's on it is just extra fluff. Practice. This training allows you to become a practice brawler using you gain resistance and knockback, disorient, hold, sleep, and mobilization powers for a short duration. Short duration's 2 minutes. Recharge timer is only 3 minutes, so that's easy to get perma. That's kind of your deal with Mez power. Mez's always suck. This is all good stuff to have. This is all 3 great choices, and I don't have a great answer as to which one's most important. Probably Mez's. I hate being Mezzed, and whatever have you. And that should be easy enough to get into perma with an extra slot in it. Yeah, nothing sucks more than being Mezzed. It bites the big donkey balls. I like how there's a merit vendor around here. We don't have like a regular good old... SO vendor around here. Lovely. Ah. Let's go and grab a recharge reduction for that Mez protection. Okay, that's looking pretty decent-ish. Let's see. So put that up there, click on that once in a while, and get 2 minutes of Mez protection, so 30 seconds of downtime in between for now. We'll fix that soon enough-ish. So if we build, let's take a look here. Character select. Whoa, you're going to tell me Donatella's taken? Get out. Rude. There we go. No, oh no, not with the 1 at the end. Oh, come on. Seriously. Get out of here. Really, Torchbearer? Really? That's a mouthful right there. Oh, and Katiana's taken too? Wow. Oh, good grief. Alright. Jeez, is there any other names I need to redo while I'm over here? Alright, so if we take a look at a scrapper. Actually, I think I have a clause one I need to look at. So, we do have Sonic Melee here. We do have the attune thing. That makes them more open to other things that happen. We have Minor change, leaving a power bonus damage against attuned targets. Let's take a look at Deafening Wave here. 8.7. So that's kind of like a light damage. John Attila. Yeah, I don't like the taunts they put into a lot of these power sets either. I'm not. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 hold the phone, hold the phone. Do you guys see what I see? Do you see what I see? Huh. I was pretty sure I read that Scrapper's taunt didn't reduce enemy range. That's really important because, generally speaking, the only reason if you're playing a lot of solo like I do to take any sort of taunt is for this purpose. It brings them in close, keeps them close by, makes it easier to AoE them. It looks like Scrapper's does do that, so maybe there is a reason to take that on Scrapper. So you have Sonic Clap, that's a cone. You have Deafening Wave, which is PB AoE, I think. And then Ear Splitter. So that could be an interesting, kind of an interesting one. So Titan Sweep has a cone in front of you, and Whirling Smash goes all around you. Arc of Destruction. Oh, very nice. Big smashy smash in front of you. Very, very nice. I see what you were saying about that one. Yeah, I can see what you were saying about that one, guys. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to put a pin in it here for now, guys. I'm going to go take a little power nap. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow or the next day. Appreciate y'all watching, hanging out. I'll be on Discord on and off, so feel free to hang out on Discord as well. I love chatting with people there. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions or anything along those lines. I'm always happy to try and help. It's a good 4-hour stream today. Have a good one, KSC. I'll catch you later.